Sin, but then again they do, and that's a problem. So let's go down and figure out how to solve them. It's not fun being a rapper that can't speak, but we do, yes, and plus we make fat beats. Yo, we smoke weed, break up trees. Listen, bringing fat beats, that is our mission. You wanted to see us, homeboy, shut up and listen. Thelonious and Big Bennett, brother, check the vision. Mentalities of different realities. Enter the Star Trek room when you hear the boom. I be the Walkman with the super bass. Automatic stop, yes, stereo cassette player. With the delayer, freaky lyrical sprayer. Extraterrestrial rhyme sayer. I be the poetical VIC/master of the ceremony. Testimony, won't you come step with me? I'm on a historical journey. Kinda like Sigourney. Implore me to represent the attorney that represents my niggas, go figure. It's the card, they call me Uncle Bigger. Niggas love your blunts, down your liquors. I read the parallel to the fiction. You fixated on this brother's nature. Relaxed behavior, I might save your change. Flip it, rearrange. The whole concept, yo, is good for all your brain. Insane, psychotic, neurotic, black onyx, and hooked on phonics, just atomic. Bees like a bonnet. Cut with the Asiatic, they all up on it. Rhyme static with the erratic type of skill. You wonder, is this nigga Vic really for real? It's still, but only necessary in the berry. I'm milk like dairy, they quite contrary. That's scary, but I'm a dog in the prairie. I scurry to grab my bones and just bury. Lyrical flurry, go get your secretary with impeccable diction. My style might vary, so get a hold of your own shit real fast. Fucking with us, we take it right out your ass. Prairie dogs chill while the other dogs howl. Too many dogs get sent to the pound. Back on the hill, me and my peeps just lounge. Prairie dogs, we keep it on the down. Splatter, don't like gun splatter. We try to climb the ladder, wicked men get better. They make it like splatter, but it really don't matter. Cause you know we coming back to our sons and our daughters. Follow him, the one who protects ya. And the mother, she will never neglect ya. Through divine nature, the people respect ya. And in this way I deliver my lecture. They want war. Crime babies looking for food. Starvation, the recipe. People subdued. When the people you trust got it in for you. Deceit is the word of the day in every crew. Don't let it go. It's from the days of old. Time is up, but some still do not know. Can I make up my mind? Is it worth the dime? Do I have to take a minute just to make it mine? Life's never fair, but don't listen to the TV. Go out and take a listen to the streets with the people in the slums and the homeless bums with degrees and degrees sitting under a tree. It's not easy in the world for the poor man, the one that brought you to reality. See, they don't want you to know about the black sheep. Leaving 7 rows to the 12 families all around the globe with an ancient code. Is it really asking a lot to say a death old? Cause we sitting on the earth looking back at extinct, and I'm standing on some ground that's about to sink. I ain't scared for a minute, I ain't about to blink, but I documented for the world what I see and think. Feel we on the call and I feel we on the break. All Congress gonna do is waste paper and ink. Vote or die, you voted and you'll die. You can have it both ways, can't say it's a
Check
lie.
1,
You
2,
can
1,
want
2.
all you want, but they playing you wrong.
They only understand war, it's the same old song, they want war.
All they really want is a war. The version every
tactic to make the big score. The diamonds in the morning, you know they want more, but they wanna keep you low. So check 1, 2. All they really want is a war. All right. Diversionary tactic to make the big score. The diamonds in the morning, you know they want more. Yes, it is 08:53 Central European Time, July 12th, Sunday. That makes it 02:53, almost 3 a.m. on the East Coast of the Americas. What's up, everybody? Back at it again. It's also 08:54 in West Africa. I mean, you know, anybody in this time zone, yeah, that time is for you. I hope the audio is good. I had some technical difficulties. Actually, I'm trying to get my streams up, or my podcast up on Kick. I don't know how many of y'all know that. So I was doing some testing, and then I realized that some things got out of whack on this system here. So, but I think starting tomorrow, I'm going to be live on Kick too at the same time. So let me know how the audio is. What's up, everybody? I see Madam Stainless. What's up, Stainless Ninja Smooth, Rafika? Yeah. Where's Eric? Eric's not here yet. Oh, there you go, Eric. Yeah. Who else? Purple Groovy. All right. The Fiend. Yeah, there you go. What's crippin', The Fiend? I saw you. I think you got up here on I got you in the Discord, right? I think that's you in the Discord. Yeah, Sunday starting off well. I'm right. Yo, y'all talk about dude is on a disappearing act. Kentucky, Mr. Kentucky Fried Chicken Man, Colonel Sanders. What the hell is the representative's name? He's old as hell, man, and he got them Colonel Sanders glasses too. What the hell is his name? They are hiding his ass. They are hiding him, and he ain't coming back. Bye-bye. Whatever your name is, bye-bye. He'd just be a little footnote in history. Yeah, Mitch McConnell. Nobody gonna remember his ass in the future. You know what I'm saying? We gonna make sure of it. It's shit. If anybody tries to send Mitch McConnell's history up to the moon and out in space, we gonna blow that rocket up. That shit is never gonna get there, man. It's not meant to be. It's meant to stay in Kentucky, man. Don't ever leave again. But they're scared. Yo, they scared. And the crazy part about it is that they not even cool with their scared shit. Usually when you scared, you don't want to let other people know you're fucking scared. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the game. That has something to do with how it's going to turn out. Like, do you let people know when you're scared? Is that what you do? You know what I'm saying? You just freak out. Oh my God, we're going to lose the election. Better rig it. Trump is out there. Look, Trump fired the Federal Election Committee staff. The people that are in charge of making sure that elections are upheld. I mean, you know, from the federal side, whatever they can do, even though it's really the states that run elections. I mean, he just fired them. Like, no need for you anymore. I mean, if that's not telling, that's desperation. That is desperation. Why can't they even pretend like they want to have an election? Why can't they even pretend? At least do that. At least they're not even pretending. They're like, man, fuck this committee, this federal, whatever they are, fire them all. Just disband the whole operation. Everyone in that office, that federal agency, just get rid of them all. Close the floor down. We don't want anyone entering the building this day. I mean, it's like, damn, it's like that, man. Again, the whole world is watching Trump attempt the heist of the century, right? I mean, if they get away with this, this will be definitely the heist of the century, or would it be the heist of, the millennium? Really, everyone is sitting back and just saying, okay, well, damn, they kept saying it was a democracy. They kept saying they support democracies around the world. They kept saying they don't want dictators running. They kept saying they support democracies. They kept supporting groups and selling weapons and saying they stand for freedom and all of this shit. And then from one day to the next, one party is running around talking about the Constitution doesn't say it's a democracy. All of a sudden you start hearing this shit on the net. The USA is not a democracy, it's a republic. It's not a democracy. I mean, just out of left field. Out of left field, they just changed all their fucking talking points and shit. Before the talking points were totally different. It was the Democrats. The Democrats, they rigged the election. They rigged the election. Well, how do you rig an election if it ain't a democracy? But now, since they figured out they can't win, now it's like the USA is a republic. It's not a democracy. Shit. It's like, damn, y'all that scared of a fucking election? Well, if you had some better skills, at least everyone wouldn't know you're scared of a fucking election. I mean, but having said that, we know. Then on top of it, what else do we have? Goddamn Ro Khanna gets detained in Israel. If that is not an insult to the American people, I don't know what the fuck is an insult. Listen, I don't know. I myself, and here's the sad part. This is what I want Israelis to know, right? For the most part, for some years, I never really picked a side in that conflict. I tried to stay out of that conflict. I really did spend a lot of time trying to stay out of the conflict. Why? Because you can't really control all the parties. You can't control them. Right. It's difficult to control when but at this point, it just seems like Israel has gone a long way to show the American people that we don't give a fuck what you think. Yeah, we got your tax dollars. And so what? We're going to do this however we want to do it. And then there's the extra insult of having Jeffrey Epstein operate on United States soil. I mean, did Israel help us with Jeffrey Epstein? You see how they did this little thing claiming that they helped Trump. They got an assassination out for Trump. We better help him. Let our Mossad leak the information to Trump to save his life. Well, you didn't leak us the fucking Jeffrey Epstein shit, did you? I mean, come on. Like, no, that operation went on. They were well aware of it for goddamn 30 years on U.S. soil. I mean, it's not looking good for the U.S. It's not looking good. And, all I can say is it's in the American people's hands. It's in your hands, all state. You know what I'm saying? Every state, every person, you are not in good hands with this federal government, but you are in good hands with all state. If the people just stand up, it is what the people say they want to have it. It's what the people say they want to have it. And, somebody, hold on, who is this? Look, somebody's in the chat talking about Democrats crying. No, I'm laughing at you, you dumbass. I'm laughing at you because you pay Ro Khanna's. You pay for Ro Khanna. You pay for his goddamn bills, man. What's wrong with you? I don't pay for his bills. I'm an American that's smart enough to live outside the country, you dumbass. But are you worried about your money? See, you don't have a choice, you dumb bitch, Aaron. Okay? Your tax dollars is going to go to Hakeem Jeffries, whether you like it or not, you fucking slave. And there's nothing, you're not even bitching about it. You're not even moaning about it because you're a good slave. You're a good bitch, Aaron. Okay? That's your problem. And I see that a lot on these little punk asses come to my page and make these little comments and shit. They don't realize they're so concerned about being, partisan. Y'all Democrats. Yo, you coming to my page, you punk ass. I'm an American that's smart enough to live outside of the U.S., you jackass. Come to my page with some conversation about that, you stupid bitch. Okay? Stop being a fucking pawn for the system, you motherfucker. Okay? Wake up for a second. Stop being so partisan and listen, bitch. Listen to the conversation here, you dumbass, for a second. My tax dollars don't pay for Hakeem Jeffries, you stupid ass. Okay, yours does. Okay, do something about it. Are you happy about it? What is your life like, you jackass? Okay, do something about it. He has better health care than you, and his fucking kids go to a better school than your fucking kids with your tax dollars. Are you fucking happy about it? Okay? If you're not happy about it, talk about it, jackass. Say something about it. Act like you don't like it, at least. Instead of acting like you're just a bitch and you just go along with shit. Man, Biden did this and Biden did that. Meanwhile, you paying for how many goddamn, with your federal tax dollars, with your income tax. You know how much money that is out of your goddamn check every day? Act like you don't like it, at least. Instead of acting like the only problem you got is the Democrats. You still pay them, you stupid fuck. What's the point in bitching about people you pay with your tax dollars? Do something about it. Change something about it. Get real. Don't just stop at the Democrats. Take the whole system on. You're getting robbed, chump. Wake up. You're getting robbed. Okay, wake up, man. You're getting robbed, man. Let me check. Hold on. Let me check the levels here. How's the audio? Let me know how the audio is. Is it peaking? Seriously. You pay for, look, you pay Ro Connor's kids' private school with your tax dollars. You pay MAGA Mike Johnson's. You pay for the people you don't like. You pay for the people you don't like. Don't you get it? Don't you get it? Wake up. Did any party get you something for your tax dollars? What party got you something for your tax dollars? Name one. Name a party that got you something for your tax dollars. What you getting for your tax dollars? That's what it's about, you know, and Americans seem to be caught in this little cycle where it's more important for them to go after the other party than it is for them to observe the rest of the Western world and realize that they are actually last when it comes to political representation. You are last when it comes to parliamentary representation. You're last. You get taxed, but you don't get anything else, man. You're 2 feet from being a slave. You're 2 feet from being off the British fucking slave plantation. Wake the fuck up, Aaron. Aaron, where you at, Aaron? Now, Lindsey Graham died. Yay! Another one bites the dust. Boom, boom, boom. And another one down. I hope his old ass did die. Fuck Lindsey Graham. Hold on. Is that real? Let me go check that shit out. Let's go see. Gotta have a funeral today. Let's see here. Lindsey. Lindsey Graham. There is a God. Amen. Amen. Let's see here. Where is it at? Did Lindsey Graham die? Lindsey Graham dead. Let's see here. Did he die? Shocking news. What the fuck? Are you serious? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Hell to the yeah. Hell to the yeah. Yeah, fuck you, Lindsey Graham. I'm glad you died, you little cornball. You deserved it. Let me see here. Let's bring this shit up right away. Before we get into Rokon. Yeah, we're going to have a celebration tonight. We got to find out where his grave is located and go take a dump on his goddamn grave. Let me see here. Where is it at? He won't be able to hide that one too well. Let's see here. Still setting this up. 2 seconds. I'm going to be there in 2 seconds. Just got to make sure everything is on the right side. Let's see here. Lindsey Graham. His ass died. He died. It's facts. Look at this. Look at this.
All right, you guys. So, like, share, subscribe as y'all come on in here, man. Salute everybody that's going to come in here, man. A guy who has, Lindsey Graham has passed away. According to reports, U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham has suddenly.
Wow. Hold on. Let me go back. This is Ticket TV. Okay, let's see here. Let's just hear what he got to say about that real quick. Lindsey Graham died. I can't believe it.
All right, you guys.
Let me subscribe too.
Like, share, subscribe as y'all come on in here, man. Salute to everybody that's going to come in here, man. A guy who has, Lindsey Graham has passed away. According to reports, U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham has suddenly passed away after a brief and sudden illness. Man.
Yep. There is a God. Allah Akbar. Allah Akbar. Allah Akbar. And everybody else. There is a Jesus. Amen.
According to reports
Amen.
out of Daily Mail, is saying that at age 71, after a brief and sudden illness, the South Carolina representative has passed away. According to the statement from his office.
Got them shaking in their boots. They are shaking in their boots. MAGA, where you at, MAGA? Where you maggots at now? Y'all about this far from getting the whip now. Yeah. You're about this far from getting the whip. You had your fun, huh? Yeah, well, clock is ticking. Yep. You like to torture people. You like to kill people. You like to carry the Confederate flag around. You like to laugh at people being brutalized. Okay.
Says that
your time is coming.
Family appreciates prayers at this time. Lindsey Graham, a very, very, very controversial figure.
Yeah, he won't be getting no more AIPAC money.
He never been
hallelujah, inshallah.
married, and is survived by his younger sister Darlene Graham, and other relatives. And his death comes days after he visited Ukraine and met with the country's president, President Zelensky, to discuss matters surrounding ongoing Russian invasion. He most recently served on chairman of the Senate Budget Committee and as a member of the Senate Committee of Appropriations, now Senate Judiciary Committee and Senate Committee on Environment and Public Works.
Lindsey Graham dead, y'all. Lindsey Graham dead. Woo-wee!
Prior to serving in the Senate, Lindsey Graham was elected to the House of Representatives in 1994. He served the United States Air Force with a 6.5-year stint service on active duty as an Air Force lawyer.
All I see is maggots out there crying. Where the crying maggots at? Where the crying maggots today? Where you at, crying ass maggot? Where you at?
He then went up to join.
You shedding tears? Oh, your master Lindsey Graham dead. Oh, don't leave me, Lindsey. That's what the maggots are saying right now.
South
Master Lindsey Graham done died.
Carolina Air National Guard until 1995, during which time he was called to active duty in the Gulf War. This is breaking news.
Anyway, I don't want to hear about his record. Fuck him, man. Fuck Lindsey Graham. Like, goddamn. He's a phony ass. How many years did he waste the American people's time? Notice how this shit is not like top of the news CNN. Come on. They still trying to verify this shit? Let me see. Yo, you there? Yeah, let's have a celebration, brother. How you feel?
Rest in piss, Lindsey Graham.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Wow.
I don't even say this.
Yeah.
Rest in piss, Lindsey Graham.
Yeah, rest in piss, man. Rest in
Like, what? This man was one of the most deceptive, manipulative Republican representatives ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
This man was...
Preach, brother, preach.
He was openly gay, right? Without admitting it.
He's an undercover lover. Undercover.
There you go. Right?
Yeah.
A very undercover lover
Yeah.
who manipulated and grifted so bad for Israel, for the Republican Party.
Mm-hmm.
And who would have thought that he would be declared dead before Mitch McConnell?
Yeah.
This man is declared dead before Mitch McConnell, the corpse the Republican Party is holding up, before they can even acknowledge, like, they have to acknowledge Lindsey Graham because he is visibly dead. Like, if even without a blue wave, the Republican Party wins.
They over, Joe.
Right?
They over.
The Party wins.
Yeah.
Right? And I will never, and let's make this very clear, I normally, as an individual who just I'm
usually more dignified too.
There you go. I should be as dignified as possible.
But
and,
they dragged the nigga out of me, bro. They dragged the Northeast DC out of me, man. Like, they've done it. They've dragged it out of me, man. God damn.
Lindsey Graham championed every Republican talking point along with every neolibertarian movement possible. He was the lock, foot, and step candidate that Republicans depended on. He was a figurehead. And it is the only reason why you will ever hear me say, rest in peace.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you, man. It's well deserved, though. It's well deserved. No problem. Yeah.
This man has done so much damage to
the
America.
Country. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
To the country that I saw it. I didn't believe it. I tuned in and I saw you acknowledging it. I was like, oh, this is real.
This is real. Somebody said it in the chat. Big up. Who said that in the chat? Big up.
Please,
big up.
Shout them out.
Yeah.
It's a whole
somebody said it in the chat.
Thing.
Who? Oh yeah, there it is. Medea. Oh, Medea, beautiful you. Woo! Thank you so much. Yeah, it was Medea. It was Medea. Yeah. And sister does some great. Yeah, she's been on. She's been
consistent.
Yeah.
I promote our channel on other leftist spaces.
Yeah.
I've seen her on Erica's lives. I've seen her on other lives.
Yeah.
And even if she doesn't reply,
and her channel rocks.
Been consistent.
Yeah.
Right.
She's been on Three Guys' ass for a year, a couple years. Like that pedophile Three Guy locked up Horatio, the scammer, the child molester. Yeah, she been on his ass for years now, for a few years. Big up to her too. That was her. Yeah.
I often see them.
She good people.
We don't know gender, right? Them on other leftist spaces.
Yeah.
And it makes me realize how relevant and how much I work, especially by seeing someone like them in those leftist spaces.
Right. Yeah.
Just being active, right?
And being
just
real.
Being active, right?
Being real too. They be real. They real, man. It's real people. So you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
They have been in other leftist spaces where they promote our channel. So like shout out to her, right? Where they know what V Media is. They know that you exist in Denmark, Copenhagen, right? Where as a co-contributor, as a co-producer, I'm like, wow. I'm like, oh shoot.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so for even her to highlight, the Lindsey Grahams of the world, right? Like Lindsey Graham, and the only reason, this is probably one of the only times you'll ever see me animated around someone's untimely.
But listen, bro. But this is what they've done, man. See, they've taken advantage of the fact that people in blue states are pretty dignified and decent people. Well, see, they've tried to use that against us and try to walk all over us. And what they've done is they've changed it now because blue state people, leftists, them days are over, man. Those days are over. They've crossed the line. So there's no more dignified about Lindsey Graham, man. He wants people like us killed. These people plotted to fucking take over the United States government, cheat, and throw everybody else out. Lie about who they are. Who are they? Who are these people that wear these masks? How many generations their family been in the country? They've been doing things to hurt people, and it's like once you go this far to hurt people, nobody can respect you. And these politicians like Lindsey Graham, they went right along with ICE, right along with the Proud Boys, right along with all of it, man. Fuck all of that. They don't deserve any goddamn respect. They treasonous. Fuck Lindsey Graham. Fuck him. He's a treasonous. And he got your tax dollars. And he did it while getting your tax dollars. He's a scammer. He's scum of the earth, bro.
As a co-contributor,
there she is right there, Medea. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, bro. Go ahead.
I try to balance you as best as possible.
Thank you.
Lindsey Graham, you ain't gonna see me balance nothing. Rest in peace. Lindsey Graham, rest in peace. Like
I'm going to dance on his fucking grave and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Lindsey Graham, rest in piss. Like,
Yeah,
that
exactly.
man has
Where
done
the
so
maggots
much
at?
damage.
Maggots feelings? Where
Yeah,
your tears? I want to see some maggot tears in here today. Come
uh,
on, where y'all at?
B. I will play. Look, I will force you to play 15 minutes of just Lindsey Graham on
Come
the
on.
screen,
Let's
just
listen to his
publicly
punk
speaking.
ass. Yeah, let's hear some Lindsey Graham real quick. Let's hear his punk ass. See, we thought Rokana. See, and here's another thing. Lindsey Graham was an APAC getter, right? Now Israel went there. Israel went there and locked up Rokana. Well, guess what? Now your man died. Look, peep game. Oh wow, this is so low.
I'm confident that President Trump won't sign a bad deal.
I'm sorry. This is too low, man. This is too low. But let me go back. The mirror is way too low. But let's just listen to Lindsey Graham cap a little bit. Let's listen to capping ass Lindsey. Let's see here to remind us of what we what we've been saved of. Here we go.
She's going to have an eternity befitting her beliefs and her actions, and those who captured her and, in my view, killed her. I think God will judge them differently.
Okay. Yeah. Don't know what the hell that was about. But hold on. Here's some more. Here's some Fox News. Oh my God. Sudden illness. They talking about, yeah, they're going to play some Lindsey. Come on, Fox News. Your boy died. Ha 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 ha. Fuck him. He deserved it. Okay.
We are continuing to follow breaking news here at Live Now from Fox. Republican Senator Lindsey Graham has died. That's according to a statement that was released on his social media platform on X. So take a look at this. So the statement says that the office of U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina releasing the following statement, quote, on the evening of Saturday, July 11th, U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham passed away from a brief and sudden illness. Senator Graham's family appreciates prayers at this time and asks for privacy during this incredibly difficult period.
Ain't gonna be no privacy.
Here's some footage of the
People hate
senator.
that man.
Now, this is a developing story at this time, so we're working to get some more information. It's just come down.
Cheerily departed. Exactly. Cheerily departed. Hey.
A few minutes ago.
Where's the champagne?
Some of this reporting courtesy of the Washington Post. Who is
I'm about to go light me a blunt and shit. What the fuck?
This closely, saying that Graham,
Satan's waiting for his ass. Exactly.
who was first elected to the House in 1994,
1994, lived all those years off of your tax dollars. They didn't give a goddamn about no goddamn American citizens. Punk ass. You know what I mean? Where are the goddamn MAGA trolls? Where the MAGA trolls at? You see how cowardly they are? They don't even come out and defend their goddamn hypocrite ass representative. Okay.
in the Senate in 2002, was running for re-election this year. He had been a staunch ally of President Trump on most matters, but had broken with the president on some issues such as foreign policy. They are also quoting President Trump in something that he had to say for a tele-rally for Graham last month, where he acknowledged that the two men had dueled for the 2016 Republican presidential nomination.
Can we just hear him talk?
And most recently, he was
I don't want no damn eulogy and shit. Hold on. Let's see here. They just like, let's just get some clean Lindsey Graham up here. Let me remove dead from this. And maybe we could get something else. Oh, y'all want to hear him talk some shit about Biden? Let's see here. Yeah, here we go. Oh my God. Now it's out everywhere. Hold on. Let me type Lindsey Graham. And then I'm going to put Biden after it so we can hear him live. No. Better yet, let's put Obama. So we can hear him lie about Mr. Obama. Let's see here. See. Ooh, damn. It's everywhere now. All of a sudden, it's everywhere. Obama. Let's hear him lie about Obama. Come on now. You know what? You see how fast this has changed? You can't even find it anymore. You can't find him any. Here we go. Is this a good one? No. That's too low. Ooh. Here, let's watch him at his best. Let's watch him at his best right here. He's tearing up.
I have been thinking about this. I have been dreading this. And I am now going to do this. To all of my colleagues who have gone before me, you have done right by our friend Senator McCain. The family appreciates all the good words, the kindnesses, the antidotes that have come their way. This is a tough time for the family.
Okay, no. We need something a little more star-studded.
That we absolutely should be working
Here we go.
directly with Iran to deal with Iraq? Can you just clarify that?
We should have discussions with Iran to make sure that they don't use this as an opportunity.
Because so far the State Department and the White House is saying we're not
control
talking.
of parts of Iraq. They're in this. They're already on the ground. We need to put a red line with Iran. You know, you can help stabilize.
How do you do that?
Well, you just sit down and talk with them. We need to get Turkey
I'm sorry.
involved.
It's sort of hard for me to believe that I'm hearing a Republican saying sit down and talk with Iran.
Do you realize what's happening?
He told, you see how hypocritical they are? Lindsey Graham told Obama, just sit down and talk to them. Exactly.
If Baghdad falls and the central government collapses in Iraq, the Iranians are the biggest winner. We're the biggest loser. This stubborn-headed president we have who thinks he knows better than everybody else.
He's talking about Obama. He's talking about Obama. Look, stubborn-headed Obama. He called Obama delusional on Iraq.
And expose this country to the inevitable, needs to change his policies quickly. If he does, we can still save this.
Stubborn-headed president?
Stubborn-headed, delusional, detached president. But that's the last bad thing I'm going to say. Mr. President, a lot of people want to help you because we're in it together. The number of people that could die in this country from getting this wrong is going to be far greater than 4,000 because they're getting weapons they didn't have before.
Lindsey Graham dead. Lindsey Graham dead, everybody.
Do you think these additional
any maggots? Any maggots in? Hold on, let me see. Let's just go like this. Who is happy? Are you happy Lindsey Graham is dead? Are you happy? Graham is dead? Question. Yes or no? Very simple. You please fill out the poll. Let's see.
American troops will have an impact.
No. It's not going
Why?
to change a thing in Iraq. Well, number one, the Sunni Arabs in Anbar province are not going to join with the Shia militia. The most dominant ground force in Iraq are Shia militias controlled by Iran. That's bad for Iraq, it's bad for the region, it's bad for us. This strategy is not working. To defeat a determined enemy like ISIL, you got to have the capability and the will. President Obama is not providing the capability and he doesn't have the will.
Well,
unless
Senator,
he fundamentally changes his strategy, we're going to get hit here at home.
Senator, isn't it a problem, though, that the Iraqis themselves don't have the will if the Sunni Arabs aren't going to fight ISIS in that part of the country? If there aren't enough Iraqis coming out to volunteer for the military there, isn't that also...
Look at the maggots. They there. They watching. They just ain't want to say nothing in the chat. But look at how they voting. Look at this. This is so funny. The maggots want to vote. Okay.
So a problem. If there's not the will within that country to do it, how much should the U.S. be willing to do instead?
Well, we saw that the surge worked. When we had the right strategy on the ground, we were able to defeat al-Qaeda in Iraq.
Hey, somebody said he got killed. Okay, I didn't hear that, but here's the thing. Don't these right-wing MAGA people kill people every day and laugh about it and gaslight them? Maybe Lindsey Graham was doing something he shouldn't have done.
Iraqi army has now become a sectarian army.
Did he get out in front of the vehicle? Is that why they killed him?
The people that fled Anbar province would fight to the death.
Anyway, fuck Lindsey Graham, man. Lindsey Graham is just another taxpayer. He's a welfare recipient. He lives off the taxpayer money. Okay, while he bitches about other people who actually want something for their own tax dollars. Think about this. Does he even fucking pay taxes at all on anything he does? Or is he just an expert at scamming? You know, I mean, really, these guys get your tax dollars for how many years? He's been in that office since 1990. He's been in that office.
She's going to have an eternity.
He's been in that office since 1990. That is crazy. You know, that's a long time. She's going to have an eternity Let me
befitting her beliefs and her actions, and those who captured her and, in my view, killed her. I think God will judge them differently.
Let's get over to the next one. Now that we know Lindsey Graham is dead, hey, all right, great, fantastic. He's dead. Who's next? I mean,
that's safe to say that Argentina's president Javier Milei just proposed one of the.
Stop. That's what I want to know. Who is actually next on the list? And hopefully it's old Kentucky Fried Chicken eating goddamn Mitch McConnell. But in the interim, let's get back to a few things. Ro Khanna got delayed. He got stopped by the Israeli military, or some settlers, right, as they say. So let's hear what happened to him real quick. We move on. Because look, the MAGA people were celebrating that, right? Weren't the MAGA people celebrating him being detained by settlers? Yes, they were. They were.
They're the same hypocrites, V. They're the same hypocrites who say America first.
Yeah.
Right? But it's Israel first, right? It's not America first, right? That's why the topic yesterday was, is MAGA American first?
No, man.
Right?
They're not American nothing first. They're America last.
Exactly.
Yeah. And they are Americans last.
There you go.
Even worse.
Right?
And
now we have someone like Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham was in relatively good health, right? Like let's not pretend. Lindsey Graham was in relatively good health, and I assume that man would have lived at least in the 10 to 12 years period. So for him to pass, that is something that is even shocking to me. This is why it's like, rest in piss. Like, you have done so much damage to this current political climate while pretending to be America first and a Republican.
Yeah.
V, look, I will try to mitigate you as much as possible. Mitch McConnell, rest in piss. Rest in piss.
It's Lindsey Graham. Yeah, but Mitch McConnell, he's there too. Fuck him also, man. That guy, man. Fuck Mitch McConnell, man. God damn. He's just as bad. Yeah, these guys have been living off people's tax dollars. They haven't thought about the youth of the United States of America. They have not thought about the youth. See, it's
America, period.
Right. It's one thing to be a right winger. It's another thing to actually not care about your country's youth. Like, give kids a chance, bro. Like, to not care about families. You see what I mean? There should be a baseline to where, regardless of whatever political party you're with, you at least care about your citizens' families and children. Just the bottom line. But they take this shit past that. They're like, fuck your family, fuck your kids, fuck your ability to even raise your kids or even have a family or to even own a fucking home. They're like, fuck everybody. And the only people that vote for these fucking maggots, to vote for these Republicans that do that are the most ignorant. We saw them. Guess who votes for Trump? What county did that? Did those people, those 16 kids, get locked up in a 12-by-12 room in Ohio? What county was that? Hey, let me tell you. Here's the county. Let me pull that shit up. It's in the GPS right here. Let me pull it up. It starts with an H. Hamden, Ohio. Hamden, fucking Ohio. 16 kids locked up in a goddamn room. 12-by-12 room, and in Vinton County. Vinton County is part of Hamden, right? And just off the Appalachian Mountains. These people, they vote for Trump. So they don't care about kids. They don't care about families. They don't care about nothing. There's nothing American that they would care about. They don't care about your access to education. They don't care about anything. And Lindsey Graham is one of them. Mitch McConnell is one of them. They represent some of the poorest goddamn states. And that's why those states are poor. These goddamn, look, South Carolina. Is South Carolina jumping off the Richter scale is their economy buzzing? Is Kentucky's economy buzzing? Let's just look that up right now. As a matter of fact, so it's not only pissing on their grave, which is great. It's a great start. But let's see here. Are South Carolina and Kentucky some of the poorest states in the USA? Let's keep it real. Let me pull it up. God damn. I mean, this is a unilateral yes. You know what I'm saying? Like these two men, Mitch McConnell, goddamn Lindsey Graham. Can I pull this up right here? Let me pull this up. Articles, right? Lindsey Graham, where is it at? Over here? No, not there. It's right here. Here we go. Look at this. Peep game. Here we go, y'all. Look at this. Yes. Both Kentucky and South Carolina are generally ranked in the bottom third of the USA states for economic well-being, but Kentucky is significantly poorer than South Carolina. When measuring poverty, the U.S. economists usually look at two primary metrics: poverty rate, the percentage of people living below the federal poverty line, and the median household income. Kentucky, one of the poorest states. Kentucky consistently ranks as one of the poorest states in the country, often landing in the bottom 5 to 10 across the country, almost every major economic metric. Poverty rate, 16.5. Kentucky's population lives below the poverty line, making it roughly the 5th to 6th poorest state in the country. God damn. Okay. Now look, South Carolina, middle tier. While South Carolina is poorer than the national average, it's not considered one of the absolute poorest. It typically rates around the bottom 15, right? 13.9 to 14.6 poverty rate. I mean, and this is who these guys represent. That 14.6, that's Lindsey Graham. That's Lindsey Graham's work. That's his work. And then that 16.5, that's Mitch McConnell. And where is he? He just disappeared. All his responsibilities. He just disappeared on all his fucking responsibilities. He doesn't even care enough to show up to fucking work. They're saying that he's sick. Man, nah, nobody can confirm that. Nobody can confirm he's sick. Maybe, I mean, is a coma what you call sick? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, because if the guy could talk, if he could make a sentence clearly, they would have had his ass on TV already saying, slow your roll, folks. I'll be back at work on Monday. But he can't even say that. That means he got tubes down his goddamn neck. That's what it means. You know, so he's not coming back. And if he does, please, God, take care of his ass fast. Please don't let his ass come back to work. I mean, goddamn. You know, can we get two of them in a good day, in a weekend? Like, shit, you got 24 hours to work until Monday. Finish the job, goddamn it. He ain't done shit for Kentucky. Why should he live? If Lindsey Graham gonna die, why is Mitch McConnell not dead? You know, he's even worse. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, we gotta have things done properly. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. You know, but in any case, do me a favor, click the like button, y'all. Everybody, click the like button. If you in the chat, click the like button. If you're watching, click the like button so more people can come and shit on Lindsey Graham's grave with us. Let's have a party. Fuck Lindsey Graham. I even changed the name of the stream to Lindsey Graham is dead. LOL. Okay, so yeah, so do me a favor, click the like button, and because you ain't gonna have you gotta take your wins when you can get them, because that's what MAGA does. They laugh at anything. Mexican dead. Ha 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 ha. I'll take that win. Little kid beaten up, separated from the mother. Ha ha ha. That brings me joy. Yay, yay. So we have to do the same thing. I normally
would disagree, but in this case, yes.
It's been hard
earned. He's right. Like V is right. Right? Normally MAGA will degrade us even in the most greatest light we can possibly get. They'll still find a way to degrade us. Right? This is a win kind of indirectly, right? Through death, right? But it also just circles back to what we talk about, right? Term limits, right? There should be no one who is of dying age in office. That's not representative of the individuals who vote.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's an individual. That's not representative of what we represent, of what any voting individual represents. Right?
True.
The Lindsey Grahams, the Mitch McConnells, they're the boomers representatives. And that is not the contemporary and the progressive individuals who advocate for proper voting rights. Right? And it's unfortunate that, change comes in different forms. And it just so happens to be that in this change came death. Right? Unfortunately, right? No one's advocating for it, but this is just the reality of it. MAGA would advocate for it. This just happened.
Yeah.
And so
this just fell in our lap. So
there you go.
we weren't active like they are killing people and shit. It just fell in our lap. You know what I'm saying?
This wasn't on my bingo card.
No,
but it just happened to happen on this 2026 bingo card. Just so happened to be on this bingo card. Did I advocate for it? Absolutely not.
It's not like
I wouldn't advocate.
It's not like he was giving a speech and somebody was like, "I hope you die," and he had a heart attack and died. It's not even that. But that's how people should talk to their ass, because they don't care if you die. That's the thing about it. They literally don't, and they celebrate it. So I wanted to get so good that even the little babies be like, "Yay, Mitch McConnell's dead! Yay, Lindsey Graham is dead! Gaga cuckoo! Lindsey Graham dead!" That should be the first thing you teach your kids and shit. Another dead maggot.
There was a maggot.
Yeah,
and he just so happened to pass.
Teach your parrot.
Lindsey Graham.
Teach your parrot that shit. Dead maggot. What? Teach all your animals, everybody. Teach your kids. That's your first kid. Your first kids. Your kids' first two fucking words. Dead maggot.
And let's just be clear. Lindsey Graham was Israel first. He was in America first.
Yep.
Right. This man was a talking point for Republicans to advocate for every Israeli talking point possible, right? And any chance he could possibly take a public stage, that's what he did.
Yeah.
Right? He was against any type of bipartisanship when it came to Israelis. Yeah. And he received a massive amount of AIPAC money to do so.
Oh, he living well. He living well off the hog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't doing it because he cared about Israel. He wasn't doing it because he was Jewish himself. Yeah. Right? Which would be valid reasons to advocate for, Israel as a whole, right? As a country. But he didn't. He did it for the money. Right? And him as in particular individual was corrupt. And that showed in what he supported and why he supported it, which was because he was funded and given money because he was a talking point for Republicans. This is why we advocate for term limits in the Senate. This is why we advocate for term limits in the House of Representatives.
Yeah.
Right? Because
this is why we advocate for health care.
There you go. For Americans. Right? Because Israelis get that. Right? Yep. Every developed country aside from America gets that.
Yeah.
Right? And that's something that Lindsey Graham didn't even talk about.
He didn't even talk about that. He didn't care that Israelis had universal health care. Americans don't. He doesn't even care. It's so sad. It is so sad. And This is why you can't respect these people, because they don't respect you. See, that's the thing about it. They don't care. They are literally, look, Ro Khanna gets locked up by your tax dollars. It's your tax dollars that locked him up. The weapons they use to detain him are the weapons given by the U.S. It's U.S. weapons. They have universal health care. You don't. They have universal education. You don't. Like 16 American kids, 16 of them, born in the United States to two, I guess, white Americans. Is that what they identify as in Ohio? Right? They definitely weren't African American. They wasn't Jewish American. They wasn't Hispanic American. Right? In Ohio, in Vinton County, right? Or district, something like that. They were living in a 12 by 12 room. No one was even looking for them. No one even knew they existed. 16 goddamn kids. One, but the youngest between 1.5 years old. The oldest 18 can't write her name, couldn't recognize her name written. Like, they were living in their own feces. Nobody gave a fuck about child welfare, none of that shit. They didn't care about them. But meanwhile, our tax dollars go to care about all kinds of other people. Is that America first? Is this America first, what you see on the screen? Is that America first? Ro Khanna being detained in Israel? Are the 16 kids being locked in a 12 by 12 room in Vinton County, Hampden County, or whatever, Ohio? Is that America first? Is that how you treat your kids? That's so horrible. That's so horrible. But we have all the money for folks that we don't, Now, I'm not saying we shouldn't be involved in the world, but look at what's happening. Look at how we're involved in the world. We should judge how we're involved. We should think about how we're involved. We spent billions and billions and billions on this little conflict with Israel and Iran, and we didn't have billions for those kids in goddamn Ohio. So if you treat these kids that way and you don't give a fuck about them, put a 1 in the chat if you care about the welfare of those kids, if you mourn for those children. Put a 1 in the chat if you mourn for those 16 kids that was locked in a 12 by 12 room, living in their feces. And put a 2 in the chat if it ain't none of your business. Put a 2 in the chat if it ain't none of your business. That's what I'm saying. So apparently Americans don't mourn enough. They always looking for an excuse. We don't have money for those 16 kids locked in that room because of the immigrants. That's exactly what they're going to say. So that's their answer. So that proves they don't give a fuck about themselves. They don't give a fuck about themselves. Why would they care about anybody else? They just don't, So, I had not, I felt horrible. Watching that. These 16 kids. I felt horrible. That's horrible. That's America, though. You shouldn't feel the same when you find out about that story. I felt bad. And those people probably voted for fucking Trump, their parents. Probably voted for Trump. And they married. They probably tried to live out Trump's whole dream. Don't you get no, stay off of the welfare. I ain't going to take no welfare, man. I'm not going to be like those immigrants. That's probably what the parents were saying. Straight up. How do you get married? You got 16 goddamn kids living in a 12 by 12 room and you got the nerve to fucking care about marriage? Marriage should be the last goddamn thing on your mind, man. You need to get them tubes tied. And the dude needs to get a vasectomy. Like, straight up. What the fuck? Seriously, don't ever bring kids into the world that way. Don't ever do that. MAGA don't want to talk about her. They probably voted for Trump. Didn't they? Didn't they vote for Trump? The parents probably voted for Trump, and we know that's a heavy Trump district. 79% Trump voters, between 71 and 79%. Every time Trump ran for office, that district, that goddamn town voted for fucking Trump. So you know they voted for him. What they gonna do? Be different? Yeah, in any case, we know the maggots ain't here. Where you at? You maggots out here listening. You ain't got shit to say. All right, hop up on the panel too. Here's the panel. Boom. They in here listening, but they don't want people to know who they are. There you go. Now let's see here. How are you not happy Lindsey Graham is dead? Oh, I know why. Because if you lose too many of these representatives soon, it's gonna be the whip. Yeah. The whip is gonna be on you. For real. That's what that is. They scared. You scared Lindsey Graham died? That's I asked the wrong question. I asked the wrong question.
Anonymous and unidentified, right?
I should have asked, are you scared Lindsey Graham died, and see how many. That's the same. That's the same as, are you happy he's dead? No. 38%. I bet you if I asked, are you scared Lindsey Graham died, the same 38% would be like, yes, I am scared. Yeah, because they know it equals their ass. If they lose this election, and they will, there's going to be a whole lot of liberals with just, salivating like a pack of wild dogs. Liberals are livid. They are livid. They are angry at watching their community members being beat, harassed by police, killed. They're not going to ever forget this, And don't you ever if you wearing a Trump shirt after this, you better stay the hell out of a liberal town. Like, you better stay the hell out of it. People going to come after you. Like, that's really what it is. And I'm just saying it. Just remember, you're going to get your turn too. All right, let's peep this.
The West Bank and in Israel is the first time that I have really been acutely aware of being brown. I feel like people have seen me first as brown, second as an American congressman, and third as an American citizen. I saw the arrogance in the eyes of those settlers, 21 and 22-year-olds with guns, laughing that they had detained us. The arrogance of those young IDF soldiers that my tax dollars are funding, having no respect for the fact that they were detaining Americans, no respect that there was an American congressperson in that bus, and laughing when our translator told them that there are Americans there and the American embassy is concerned. It is the arrogance of power, of a power that has had no accountability, total impunity, and has created a toxic culture of oppression. I've been to Israel before. We've met with Israeli officials. We've gone to Ramallah, met with the President Abbas. But I've never really gotten to meet Palestinians and seen the occupation from the eyes of Palestinians. And it was important to me to have an uncurated, extensive look at the human toll of occupation. I'm certainly probably the first American politician who's been detained by the IDF and Israeli settlers. I mean, we were at a village that Israeli settlers had destroyed. They had destroyed the school. They had destroyed that village, and we were just looking at it. And these hoodlums come in with machine guns, an M4, an American-made machine gun, and they detain us. They block off the road. And then they call the IDF, and the IDF is on their side, not on the side of the Americans.
Let me go back. Sorry about that. Let me go back and peep this one more time. Yeah, that's crazy. They're not on the side of the Americans. Let's go. Sorry about that. 2 seconds.
The school, they had destroyed that village, and we were just looking at it. A politician has been detained by the IDF and Israeli settlers. I mean, we were at a village that Israeli settlers had destroyed. They had destroyed the school. They had destroyed that village, and we were just looking at it. And these hoodlums come in with machine guns, an M4, an American-made machine gun, and they detain us. They block off the road. And then they call the IDF, and the IDF is on their side, not on the side of the Americans.
All right, so they're saying here, this is a statement. They're saying Israeli military. Oh, okay, let me pause it. Israeli military said troops and police officers intervened after receiving a report of settlers blocking vehicles near Kirbet Zanuta. Upon their arrival, the troops dispersed the Israeli civilians and allowed the vehicles to continue on their way. Okay. But the bottom line is that they were still detained. They were detained with weapons, and they knew who they were detaining. They were told who they were detaining, and they laughed about it. So there you have it. Boom. Go ahead and laugh. Too late. It's too late to take it back. It's too late to apologize. And then it says Israeli police did not immediately respond to a request to comment, nor did the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem. Yeah, we know why. Because basically they don't give a fuck. Okay? There it is. They only cared about how it looks.
And what people in America are asking is, are you so bought and sold by the establishment and political donors that you cannot see human injustice? So if you're unwilling to speak up for Palestinian human rights, if you're unwilling to speak up against the genocide in Gaza, the apartheid in the West Bank, then you are morally compromised. And we cannot trust you to fight for Medicare for all, or to fight for workers over the billionaires, or to fight for justice and human rights in the United States. I'm strongly considering it, and I'm more resolved to consider it after this trip. We need a new moral direction in our party, a new moral vision that respects the dignity and human rights of people around the world.
We've been there for 30 years.
What does your husband do?
He works in our community center.
يلا لو اجيتوا لهون
Let's see here. Is there more? I just want to see what else, if there's a few statements that we're missing. Here we go. Let's see what else Reuters is saying.
I'm certainly probably the first American politician who's been detained by the IDF and Israeli settlers.
That's U.S. Democratic lawmaker Ro Khanna during a visit to the West Bank this week. He was there, he said, to get an unfiltered look at the human toll of Israeli occupation as he weighs a 2028 presidential run.
We were at a village that Israeli settlers had destroyed. They had destroyed the school. They had destroyed that village, and we were just looking at it. And these hoodlums come in with machine guns, an M4, an American-made machine gun, and they detain us. They block off the road. And then they call the IDF, and the IDF is on their side, not on the side of the Americans.
An aide who was with Khanna said they were held for more than an hour and made appeals to the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem for help. A group of officers who appeared to be police eventually intervened, he said, leading to their release.
I saw the arrogance in the eyes of those settlers, 21 and 22-year-olds with guns, laughing that they had detained us. The arrogance of those young IDF soldiers that my tax dollars are funding, having no respect for the fact that they were detaining Americans.
The Israeli military said troops and police officers intervened after receiving a report of settlers blocking vehicles near Kirbet Zanuta. It's a small Palestinian hamlet whose residents were forcibly displaced by violent settler raids following the 2023 Hamas attacks on Israel. Israel's police did not immediately respond to a request for comment, nor did the US Embassy in Jerusalem. Khanna, a progressive lawmaker from California in the US House of Representatives, said his West Bank visit had increased his resolve to consider bidding for the White House. That's while Israel's conduct towards Palestinians has emerged as a flashpoint in democratic politics. Israel's favorability rating among Democrats fell from 59% in 2018 to 22% in May, according to Reuters Ipsos polling. And while Israel has long enjoyed strong bipartisan U.S. support,
now
an increasing number of
this
Democrats...
makes me, let me pull my camera back up now. This makes me think about the bill, H.R. 8800. Let's pull that up right now and see if it's
there you go.
If it's
I
scheduled.
was waiting for you to do that.
Yeah,
I was waiting for you to do that.
Let's see.
Right? Because you know who was a staunch advocate for it?
Lindsey bitch ass Graham. Mitch McConnell. Punk asses and shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's why it's
he won't be signing that bill today, will he?
That's why it's rest in piss, right? Because they promoted bills like that, right? And they claimed to be America first. They were America last, right? And the disinformation and the echo chambers that a lot of these Republicans allowed themselves to live in allowed for that type of rhetoric to exist while disenfranchising real Americans, Americans who pay taxes, Americans who care about our fellow Americans. Regardless of what we say on this channel, we care about Americans first, more than what most of these MAGAs who depend on these talking heads do. And that's what frustrates me. That's what allows me to say, Lindsey Graham, good luck wherever you go, but I don't care, right? Go ahead, B.
Yeah, and Democrats need to be on the past. Okay, it's been introduced. It hasn't gone to the House yet. They're still this main. You know what? Democrats need to be put on notice. Any Democrat that is supporting this, there was 14. What was it? If I remember right, there was 14 Democrats that dissented, right? But not all the Democrats did. They need to be put on notice that, listen, this bill cannot go there with I think it's 20, what is it? 224, right? Exactly. They need to remove 224, 219 and 224. They need to remove that from this bill. They need to remove that from this defense bill. Now, do me a favor, freshen up people to what they tried to slip through the next defense bill. If you don't mind.
Well, what they tried to slip through was indiscriminate funds to Israel when it comes to sharing intel, right? So essentially, whatever intel we get, we would automatically share that with Israel. And we reserve that right for our closest partners, Canada, Mexico, which are our immediate neighbors. And then we have Germany, which is another one, oddly. But we do fund their military. And maybe two other countries, like England is another one, the UK. And I'm not sure of the last one, but those rights are pretty much reserved for our closest allies. And that, in particular, that part of the bill was to make Israel a part of that group, right?
Right.
Lindsey Graham, Mitch McConnell of the world were staunch advocates of that, and normalizing it, because I think that's what a lot of Americans and even viewers don't understand. They were normalizing it, right? There's a difference between advocating it and normalizing it, and they normalized it.
And these things in this bill, they wouldn't have to be approved by Congress anymore. Once it's passed, it would just keep getting funded until Congress says stop it, right?
Yeah, mainly when it comes to, so it becomes a gray area when it comes to the funding, but when it comes to the information, which is the most important thing, that was going to become an automatic.
Right.
What we share with them was that was going to become an automatic. So when it comes to our military and what we receive firsthand, Israel was going to receive that firsthand as well. And that was kind of the biggest red flag when it came to that particular bill, the NDAA bill, section 228.
224.
224.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's 224. Yeah.
That particular aspect of it would, regardless of the funding, we would still give them that intel. And with that in combination, knowing that, Israel is, our Pentagon has signaled them as one of our largest threats in terms of espionage.
Yeah, at this very moment. Right. How could this bill even go through? It's crazy. Yeah, how could they even consider it? After the Pentagon said that it needs to be anything connected to Israel needs to be removed from this, and it's right here, 224, section 224 of HR 8800, the Defense Bill, National Defense Authorization Act. Right. So so Lindsey Graham, because he's dead, that will be one less, Republican voting on this bill. And Democrats need not help Republicans, pass this bill. Right. It needs to be dead in Congress. It needs to just be removed. We need to think about ourselves first, America first, and stop throwing in everybody else up inside of our shit with our tax dollars until people respect the United States of America again, because right now they don't. And until they fucking respect American citizens, God damn it, we need our allies' help. We are the ones that don't get any decent treatment from our own fucking government. We are the ones suffering from housing. We are the ones suffering from education. We are the ones suffering for goddamn health care. We are that people. Care about us. Show us you care about us. Stop asking us for our fucking money when you don't even fucking advocate for this, for us, for the same shit you give your own citizens. Like, goddamn. Americans need to wake up. Actually, I'm yelling at Americans. Want better for yourselves. And I'm talking to you maggots. You don't want better for yourself. That's a goddamn shame. You should be ashamed of yourself. You are not Western. You're not from the fucking Western civilization. You're from a fucking hole in the wall. The way these people fucking act, man. They don't want better for themselves. Goddamn, no one can be around you because you don't want better for yourself. You drag us all down. And anyway, I just had to get that out because this is disgusting. This is disgusting, man. And you have to talk to these maggots like this because this is the only way you can listen. If you waste your time talking to them any other way, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. They are ghetto. They ghetto. And if you let them run up on your ass, they gonna run up on you every time, thinking that they hot shit. They're not. They're dirt. They are dirt bags. They've been left behind, and they're too fucking stupid to know the difference between policy that is designed to help your poor, broke fucking ass and policy that's designed to keep your poor, broke fucking ass down. Yes, you in goddamn Hamden and Benton, Ohio. Yes, your broke ass town. And in all these other goddamn parts. Yes, you in Appalachia. Okay? Like, you are way too used to being broke. Way too used to it. All right, so now we got from Ro Khanna. He took his visit. HR 8800. They tried to sneak this little bill out here. Don't let them do that. This bill needs to be dead. Boom. End it. Removed section 224. Remove, and don't let them sneak. You see how they try to change the name? Don't let them sneak and change the name either. You see, they get crafty with this shit, right? They might try to change the name so you don't remember it. You see what I mean? Nah, just like they did here before. See, they changed it from 219 to 224. This part about Israel. You see, don't let them do that either. Don't let them do that either. You see what I mean? And luckily, 14 Democrats gave the thumbs down inside of the committee, but it wasn't enough. All Republicans voted in favor of it, and then a couple of Democrats did too, I think. That is foul. That is foul. So let me ask you something. Put a 1 in the chat if you are for this bill. It doesn't matter what your political party affiliation is, although you could tell me. That would be helpful. Put a 1 in the chat if you are for this bill. Let me know. Are you independent? Are you a Democrat? Are you a Democratic Socialist? Or are you a Republican? Or are you a MAGA? And let me know. Put a 1 if you are for this bill having Section 224 in it, the part about supporting Israel. Or put a 2 in the chat if you are for that part regarding Israel being removed. Right? And let me know what party affiliation you have or what your politics are. Okay. I'm not for it. And I am I'm a democratic socialist, pretty much, you could say. Yeah, that would be what I am. Boom. Yeah, that's pretty much what I am. And I say that, I'm not saying verbatim. You don't have to look to Mom Donnie to find out what I am. I'm an American citizen. Born and raised in Washington, D.C. Both sides of my family go back to the colonial period. But as a grown-ass man, I live in Denmark. And so Denmark, people are used to health care. People are used to education. If you didn't get an education, you can't blame it on somebody else. You can't blame it on your parents. You can't even blame it on society. No, because everybody gets paid to go to school, pretty much, to make sure they have that opportunity. That's what tax dollars are used for in Denmark. Same thing with health care. You can't blame it on not having any money. You can't blame it on your parents being broke either, right? Nobody's losing a house for you to get an operation. So let me know. Now, I'm curious because obviously we don't see any goddamn maggots in here. Nobody wants to admit they're a maggot. Come on now. Exactly, Al. No more maggots. Where y'all go? They don't want to tell. They don't want to say, I support it. Because that wouldn't be so make America great again, would it? Yeah, they don't want to admit it, but they there. Yeah, too many maggots in this country, boy. Let me see. I'm just curious. I'm more right wing than a maggot. Okay, well, do you support it or not? Can you read more than a maggot? What the fuck? Do you comprehend English more than a maggot? Okay, I've been a cinema. I mean, come on. Put a 1 or a 2. 1 if you support Section 224 that has Israel in the bill, in Bill HR 8800, and put a 2 if you don't. I mean, come on. Otherwise, I'm going to have to time you out if you don't answer, like, for real. Otherwise, I don't need you. It's okay to be in the chat. It's okay to have fun. It's okay to say your opinion. But if you don't give me this, then I don't need you. So, Johnny Boy, all right, there we go. Did Johnny Boy, help me out, y'all. Did Johnny Boy answer the question? Did he put a 1 or a 2? No, Johnny Boy didn't. So, all right, Johnny Boy. So there you have it, man. No problem. That's what you wanted. No problem. Nobody, no, you know, if you're not going to cooperate, then, hey, you know what I'm saying? Now, yeah, okay, there you go. 2, 3. Okay, I got you. Now, let's move on because there's more news. By the way, for those that's just tuning in and didn't hear the news, Lindsey Graham died. He's dead unexpectedly, one day to the next. Boom. He died. And next is Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell is probably already in a coma or something. You know what I mean? Although the lying-ass Republicans went out there to say, I had a good conversation with him. Well, why couldn't that happen on camera? Why couldn't it happen on audio? What's the deal? Show us something. Yeah, they couldn't show us a damn thing. So he's probably in a coma. Or yeah. Come on, I mean, technically a coma or something. He's on life support. He got breathing shit, tubes and stuff. That's the only reason why I could think they wouldn't take a picture. Got tubes, got life, things that he needs to keep his ass alive, all plugged into him. Now, let's go on to the next part. Who else is this? Now, let me see. We're ready. Oh, now some of these maggots are trying to turn coat, and it ain't gonna work. So let's keep in mind, some of these are the nastiest of the nasty, but it's worth taking a look. So let's see who this is.
This story is extraordinary. Alex Jones's infamous InfoWars website is getting a major rebrand thanks to The Onion. The satirical site led by CEO Ben Collins is set to launch a new version of InfoWars tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern with original programming, including a parody of Alex Jones's old show, where he spent decades spouting right-wing conspiracy theories, awful ones. It was one of those theories that brought his downfall, a lie that the Sandy Hook shooting that took the lives, I'm choked up even thinking about it, took the lives of 20 children. They were kindergartners and first graders, and 6 of their teachers. He said the whole thing was staged. This resulted in him losing a defamation case brought forward by the families and owing them $1.5 billion. And tonight, The Onion plans to start compensating those families with an initial payment of more than $100,000. With us for more, Ben Collins, CEO of The Onion. You know him because Ben is our longtime former colleague at NBC News, where he had one of the hardest jobs covering conspiracy theories, the dark web, the underbelly of what is happening in the disinformation and misinformation space. It was awful. And now Ben is in the light. Ben, this is amazing. Tell me, what are you doing? And welcome back.
Yeah, Steph, first of all, hi. Good to see you. Yeah, no, we're very excited about this. And look, Alex Jones has to pay these families $1.5 billion. It's been 4.5 years since that judgment came down, and he's paid them $0. So we're going to give them $100,000 to start.
These Trump people lose civil cases really, really bad. $1.4 billion?
Steph, first of all, hi. Good to see you. Yeah, no, we're very excited about this. And look, Alex Jones has to pay these families $1.5 billion.
$1.5 billion. That is a hell of a hit. And those families deserve every bit of it, because Alex Jones is a scumbag, still a scumbag. I mean, what type of, and again, we were talking about this. These MAGA people laugh at the death. They laugh at the death of children. They laugh at the brutalization of human beings, of American citizens. Literally, that is how mean these people are. And that is why they are probably scared as shit that that Lindsey Graham is dead. Mitch McConnell ain't showing up to work. I mean, it's not looking good for them. And see, here's the thing. It's not just about losing the political power. It's about the fact that American people that had to sit back, bear witness to this kind of cruelty be weaponized by the government. The moment they don't have the stick anymore, American citizens are going to remember exactly what they did. They spared no one. They had no mercy. They're just cruel. These are just cruel people. And, it is what it is. It is what it is. And I think Americans have every right, once this power is taken from them, you have every right to build the country you want to have and turn your back on these people. Because they don't want the best for the country. They don't care about American citizens. Think about this. The blue states generate all the capital. Then they give the federal dollars to the red states, who hold down everybody else and do nothing but complain. They are literally welfare states themselves, acting like it's the immigrants doing something. No, it's you, motherfucker. It is you. It is you not striving to be somebody. It is you not demanding that your tax dollars be used for your goddamn communities. It is you who is fucking ignorant. You don't want an education to even know how your country works, or the rest of the world. It is you. You're not even smart enough to even want your mama and your wife and your daddy, your granddaddy, to have elder care when it's you paying taxes. Look, if it was free, you're a red state. Blue states are giving you money for free every fucking year. And you too stupid to use it on elder care for your goddamn broke ass granddaddy? What? That's what's fucking going on. Yo, they're too stupid to use the free money that they're getting from blue states on their goddamn fucking their broke ass grandparents. You all in those Reds, you are fucking shameful. You are shameful, and no one on earth wants to be around you. Okay, nobody, because you will drag down any fucking country and any people with that attitude. Like, damn. But this is what they did. They started off as Sandy Hook. Haha, those kids, man, they deserve to die. Ha, fucking Alex Jones. Who is that cruel? Who is that cruel? And they just jumped on it. Yeah, that shit never really happened. That was a conspiracy, man. That was a conspiracy. Those kids didn't get killed. Nothing wrong. Yeah, they just made it up. Those goddamn liberals. Yeah. Okay, motherfucker. Okay. Alrighty.
Calling them political actors, right?
Yeah. Go ahead. Break down the Sandy Hook shit, man. I'm sorry. Because they
calling them political actors, right?
Go ahead.
So they essentially said that the act of Sandy Hook and the murders were to benefit the Democratic Party, and that anything that happened
false flag
was a false flag and a political stunt to benefit the Democrats, which essentially devalued the lives of the kids and the lives that were taken in Sandy Hook, right? Which is the same reason why Alex Jones no longer holds a media company, right? It is the reason why he was sued for billions of dollars, and it was upheld through a judicial court system at the fact that he tried to discredit the families and the lives that were taken in Sandy Hook. And these were all things that were perpetuated by the Republican Party, right? They agreed, and if not promoted, the lies that were spread by the Alex Jones of the world, right? And the Republican Party is just as guilty. Why? Because they didn't denounce it, right? They didn't denounce it. They didn't say, we don't stand by Lindsey Graham's accusations of false flags and false reporting of Sandy Hook, right? They didn't denounce it, right? They had every opportunity to say, Alex Jones is a liar. Alex Jones does not align with the Republican contemporary party, but instead they kept quiet. And that's just as guilty as someone who is promoting these falsities, right? And that's what the Republican Party has done well. That's what the Lindsey Grahams of this world have done. That's what the Mitch McConnells of this world have done. They will play the safest route possible by not commenting on the negative aspects of the Republican Party, but still championing the policies and the legislation that comes along with what benefits the Republican Party, right? The NDAA Act, right? The falsities of the Sandy Hook, right? Promoting, Israel and its betterment, right? While denouncing and ignoring the indiscriminate attacks on Palestinians. That's what they do well. And these are the Lindsey Grahams of the world, the Mitch McConnells of the world, are the face of the Republican Party.
Yeah.
And there's no world where you can convince me that they are reflective of voters, right? These are individuals who are 70, 80 years old.
Right.
They don't represent the working class. These are the retired class. They're not the working
They're not
class.
even trying to hang out with regular people. They're just so distant. Yeah. That's why
Right?
you don't see them
And that-
in your grocery store. You don't see them on your metro trains. You don't see them anywhere. These people are told they don't want to be around regular people. The only time you're going to see them is some fancy ass golf club or fancy ass restaurant,
And
exclusive
why?
ones.
They don't advocate for regular constituents. They don't represent the regular constituents. They are so far disconnected. Lindsey Graham was going on his 5th term. As a senator, you run for 2 years. What? Like 2 years at a time.
That's crazy.
That's 12 years. That's 12 years unchallenged. Right? Mitch McConnell, 41 years.
And they won't let his ass. They won't show you his body.
They won't. And that's where it becomes so disheartening, right? Like, how could we believe in our public system,
that is so foul.
in our electoral system, when we have individuals who won't even allow this man to rest in peace?
Nope, they got him plugged in. They don't want him to die. That's crazy, right?
And the name of the game is to allow him to allow him to not, for him to be around enough to not be able to vote or to have a special elections.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Unfortunately.
That's crazy. They want to keep him around to avoid someone replacing him. Right? People voting for somebody else or having an election. Now, hold on. Now, check this out. I just want to explain to people that don't know what Sandy Hook was and who Alex Jones was and why there was this big thing. Now, Sandy Hook, there were 20 kids shot in a school. 20 kids were shot. 6 adults were shot. 6 staff members were shot by a 20-year-old man, right? Who killed his mother, right? Let me see, Newton, Connecticut. Let me see. The shooting was carried out by Adam Lanza, a 20-year-old who lived in Newton, Connecticut with his mother. As for why he did it, officials investigations conducted by the Connecticut State Police and State Office of Child Advocate concluded that there was no single definitive motive or manifesto left behind explaining why he targeted Sandy Hook. However, thousands of pages of investigative reports, personal journals, and computer records paint a clear picture of severe psychological deterioration and obsession that led to the attack. So this is why people like Alex Jones, they tried to say it was a leftist conspiracy to try to take away people's gun rights. No, the fucking kid was mentally ill pretty much and had drawings about killing people long before he had a weapon. You see what I'm saying? So I want to find out how he got the weapon. So this is why they politicized it. They weaponized it. They created a lie. They weaponized it, distributed the lie across the United States of America so ignorant ass Americans could eat it up. And they basically took all the focus off of the tragedy, off of the 20 kids. They didn't care. The lie was more important politically, and Alex Jones is one of the people that spread that lie around, and since he has a media company, he got sued. But pretty much there's people out there, maggots today. Put a 1 in the chat if you also believe that goddamn lie. You believe it was a Democrat conspiracy? Put a 1 in the chat. Let's see who puts it there, who says so. Now, the person who killed those kids, he had an obsession with murder. Investigators discovered that Lanza had a profound clinical fixation on mass violence. He spent years meticulously researching mass shootings, keeping a massive detailed spreadsheet, tracking mass killings dating back to 1786. He was particularly obsessed with 1999 Columbine High School massacre. Okay, severe untreated mental health issues and isolation. Lanza had been diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, autism spectrum disorder, severe anxiety, and obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD, during his youth. In his years leading up to the attack, his mental health deteriorated drastically. He became complete recluse, locking himself in his bedroom with the windows taped over the black trash bags. Damn. He refused to take prescribed medications or engage in therapy. His OCD was so severe that he washed his hands constantly, changed his clothes multiple times a day, and communicated with his mother, who lived in the same house almost exclusively by email. A deep cynicism and scorn for humanity. So, on the morning of December 14th, Lanza used those very weapons, right? Oh, it says she kept look at this. Lanza's mother, Nancy Lanza, was a gun enthusiast who legally owned a collection of firearms. She kept a virtual arsenal in the home and frequently took her son to shooting ranges, believing it was the way to bond with him and help him engage with a hobby. On the morning of December 14th, Lanza used those very weapons, specifically a Bushmaster XM15 E2S semi-automatic rifle, to kill his mother while she slept before driving her car to the nearby elementary school he had attended as a child and shot 20 kids. I believe they were killed. All 20 kids were killed. 6 adult staff members were killed. Mother was killed. Killed 27 people in all. So Alex Jones, instead of talk about it in a way that we could learn something about it, help people, save people's lives in the future, he used it to make money and spread bullshit ass Republican lies about Democrats. That's what he did. That's how he made America great. So let's play some more.
Down, and he's paid them $0. So we're going to give them $100,000 to start. We hope to eventually take over that studio and part out that studio and give everything that comes from that studio, to the families, so they can make a lot more than $100,000 over time. But the most important thing now we get to do is make fun of the whole empire. This guy made so much money selling basically boner pills on the backs of every American tragedy over the last 10 years. And look, we can do that too, but we're going to sell some oxygen pills tonight. I know it's so much effort to breathe. So just take a pill instead.
I actually thought I misheard you. I thought he couldn't have just said boner pills, but of course that's exactly what you said. You told the Washington Post that the effort to buy InfoWars has become the world's biggest pain in the ass. Explain to us why. What has this been like for you?
Yeah, look, it's been about 18 months of us trying to get this thing. We won an auction. That auction got taken back to state courts. In that time period, Alex tried to hide all of his assets and strip the place for parts and try to basically do everything he could to buy this thing back from his landlord. We've just stepped in over and over again because, the guy knows how to mess with the legal system. He's really good at that. But we've decided, Steph, in this moment right now, there's a lot of pieces of American life that we're losing. And
all right.
I think the thing that we didn't want to lose here is we didn't want to lose justice for these families. They have been through the ringer over and over again. They had the worst thing in the world happen to them, and then they got harassed for it for a decade.
Now, what he did should be criminal also, not just civil. They won a civil case now for $1.5 billion that basically has fucked Alex Jones over, right? But you have to be responsible when you have news agencies, right? You can't openly spread lies like that. Now here's the thing, and you can't do it, target people and do it for year after year after year. Come on, man. These were kids, but in any case, so that's it. So he's lost his case. He's got to pay up now, and he's probably going to run. He won't be able to do anything because that's going to carry on to the money that he makes now. So that's the good part, Now there's some legal news for Trump. So let's go over. I'm going to see what Midas Touch has to say about this. Let's see here. This is Legal AF. My fault. Legal AF. Let's see.
Make no mistake about it. Donald Trump is trying to rearm and legitimize white nationalist paramilitary groups to ready them for the midterms. That's what we have to now deal with because Donald Trump's captured Department of Justice have run into court, including before Trump judges who issued stiff sentences for the Jan 6th insurrection and the attempt to overthrow our democracy. They've gone into court, unopposed, of course, to have those convictions vacated and dismissed with prejudice. And even Trump-appointed judges are upset about it, including Judge Timothy Kelly, who felt like his hands were tied and bound by precedent and by Donald Trump's executive order to follow what his Department of Justice wants. but not without getting his final shot in so that history understands what these men were convicted of and the seriousness of their crime. This has to do with the Proud Boys, but you can insert any of the paramilitary groups that Donald Trump loves, the ones that he wants to stand back and stand by, like the Oath Keepers, and they're all getting ready with refunding coming from what they think will be the Jan 6 fund or directly from the Department of Justice to pay them for having committed crimes against America. I'm Michael Popak. You're here on Saturday. Let's get to the new memorandum that's been issued in what I'll refer to as the Proud Boys case. That's Ethan Nordine, Joe Biggs, Zachary Rell, and Dominic Pizzola. For instance, just so you put names with faces, Dominic Pizzola was the first one to break a Capitol window and help create the first entry point through which hundreds, if not thousands, of rioters streamed into the Capitol. Some of them were charged with the highest charge other than insurrection, seditious conspiracy, and were charged and sentenced to crimes by this judge of anywhere between 10 and 18 years. And they were granted clemency and a pardon day one of Donald Trump's return to power. Let me read to you from the memorandum decision by Judge Kelly. I'll start at the back because that's where he speaks to history and to the American people. Again, a Trump-appointed judge. This is dated July 10th, 2026. As the court has said many times, the attack on the Capitol on Jan 6, 2021 was a perilous event. It was an attack on people, including police officers, many of whom were injured. It was an attack on a coordinate branch of government, Congress, that the founders saw fit to give a place of primacy in Article 1 of the Constitution. And it was an attack on the Constitution's mechanism to facilitate the peaceful transfer of power from one president to the next, what President Reagan called nothing less than a miracle. That coming from President Reagan's inaugural address in 1981. Oh, how times have changed. Moving forward, Judge Kelly writes, if this nation's experiment in self-government is to last another 250 years, the American people, no matter their partisan preferences, will have to act together to preserve, protect, and defend that miracle through our constitutional framework. But because the Constitution and Rule 48A require it, the court will grant the government's motion and dismiss the case with prejudice. This is where judges are now. This judge presided over many weeks of trial by a jury who found and convicted Rell, Biggs, Nordine, and Pizzola. Sure, they cleared them of a couple of charges, but of the most serious ones, convicted of serious felonies. This is what how Judge Kelly recites it on page 1. After hearing the evidence for several months, not weeks, months actually, the jury in this case convicted these gentlemen. The counts of the conviction, and then he lists the counts. He talks about the key role of Pizzola in breaking the window and starting the incursion into the seat of our democracy. He also talks about how on January 20th, 2025, upon taking office just moments after, he signed an executive order which commuted the sentences of Nordine, Biggs, Rell, and Pizzola and granted them full and unconditional pardons, and to their co-defendant, Enrique Tarrio. Now, almost all of those men, if not all of those men, are seeking millions of dollars from the government to pay them for the crimes that they committed. If you doubt what I'm saying, here's Enrique Tarrio, who's the leader of that group, tried separately about the money that he's seeking. Let's play the clip.
In short answer, yes, I do believe that I qualify.
I don't fear anything.
Enrique Tarrio is the former chair of the far-right Proud Boys, whose members were accused of spearheading the Capitol storming. He actually wasn't there, but was sentenced to 22 years for seditious conspiracy and spent 3 in solitary confinement.
And how much compensation do you think you should be in line for?
I believe what's owed to me as far as reparation, and I don't want to sound like, oh, it's owed to me, but for what I went through and what my family went through, I think the number is close to $50 million, probably more.
50 million?
50 million, yes.
He says that would cover his experience, lawyers' fees, the hit to his reputation and income. But he knows the fund is finite and thinks all Jan 6ers and others deserve a share.
Between them, I think there might be like 2,000 people that might be in the realm of this weaponization. You're talking about a little under $1 million for each.
Do you see why people would find that egregious? The idea that people who beat up police officers should not only be pardoned, but should also have access to $1 million?
Look, emotionally, I understand how they feel, but we're talking about two different things here. You're talking about the acts. I'm talking about the weaponization. Can a person that committed an act, a violent act in this case, can that person be persecuted against? And if the answer is yes, then they're entitled to money, right?
I hear your argument.
You understand what I'm talking about.
To a lot of people, and I would say millions of people, the answer is no. If you beat up a police officer, you shouldn't be compensated for the prosecution that follows it.
And if you think that Donald Trump's not trying to rearm his white nationalist militia to support him at the midterms, you got another thing coming. I mean, just in the last week or so, Doug Burgum, who's the Interior Secretary, was asked point blank about the white nationalists who decided to march during the 4th of July celebration by Donald Trump in Washington.
Yo, somebody asked let me see this. This is Edward. Edward, you said who is the Nazi in the hat and sunglasses that doesn't want to show his face while he's talking this bullshit? That's Enrico Tarrio, and he's actually, here's the thing, he's the leader of that group Proud Boys, right, that spearheaded this attack. For who and how, right? They were dealing with Trump, right? It's known, and also some of Trump associates. But here's the thing, as much as he talks all this shit, his mama's goddamn Puerto Rican, man.
She's Cuban.
She's Cuban.
He's Afro-Cuban.
He's Afro-Cuban? Okay, is it just his mother? Is it just his
25 years in prison before he was pardoned by Trump. Right?
He was going to do it. Okay, go ahead. No, but tell us about his background and tell us what you said, 25 years and whatever. But is it his mother and his father, or is he Afro-Cuban himself? His mother and father.
Cuban on both sides. So he's essentially
he's an immigrant. So is he born in the U.S.?
He was born in the U.S. His parents were.
So he's an anchor baby according to MAGA.
Yeah, technically, if they were to reverse birthright citizenship, he would not be considered. He would not be considered a citizen.
And he's against it. And he's against it. This is the hypocrisy of MAGA. And these dumbasses, please put a 1 in the chat if you support Enrique Tarrio. Put a 1 in the chat if you support him. Put a 2 in the chat if the answer is hell goddamn no. Please, can we see one maggot in the chat? Where y'all at, man? You guys. Listen, please put a 1 in the chat. Somebody, where are you guys at? Where are you MAGA supporters at? Do you support Enrique Tarrio or what? Put a 1 in the chat if you support him. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't. Yes, he's a sellout. And he's delusional. I mean, this dude led an insurrection for white supremacists, and he's an Afro-Cuban. I just don't get it. But this is MAGA. This is part of their Make America Great Again thing. And he's their damn fool. And look, he has no shame because he wants $50 million now, to be a coon. He wants to get paid for that money for his job. And he knows damn well, either he is insanely hateful, self-hate, or he's just a coon looking for the dollars. It's hard to figure out with him. But let's play some more because he ain't that special. But the real deal is that Trump has designed it so he can reward mobsters to come out and interfere with elections, to harass American citizens, because it is already known that it's 99.9% only American citizens voting in federal elections. But Trump is going to send out goons to harass American citizens to try to keep the voting numbers down. because the only way they believe they can win this election is if even less people come out to vote than last time. And last time, 90 million people didn't even vote. In the presidential election, that's more people than voted for Trump or Kamala Harris separately. You see what I'm saying? So they want to get the numbers even further down. They are totally scared of losing power because they have abused power so much. What they have done is not treasonous. They need to make a new goddamn fucking word for it. Like, I mean, when has someone done something like this against their own country in the history? When has it been so bad? When was the last time? Was it the Knights Templar? How the French, the French crown dealt with the Knights Templar? Was that it? They conspired against France. Is that it? Was that the last time? Because he invited them all to the town square and cut all their heads off. I mean, this shit is bad. This is bad what they have done. So, yeah, in any case, let's hear some more. There was no maggot in the chat. Where y'all at? Where the maggots? Where the maggots at? Please, come on. Just come out. Come out.
And, of course, masked. They're such cowards. They wear masks like the KKK of old wore hoods. Now, look, I get they have a First Amendment right, the Patriot Front, to walk down a street in America and celebrate their white nationalism and their call for the destruction of Jews and blacks and other people. Of course, they can't cross the line and incite violence, right? But they
Honey VZ R2D2 C3PO, Honey VZ R2D2 C3PO. Do you support Enrique Tarrio, the leader of the Proud Boys, to get $50 million? Do you support that? Put a 1 in the chat if you support that. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't. If you want Enrique Tarrio, the leader of the Proud Boys, if you want him to get $50 million from the U.S. taxpayers, including you, right? Put a 1 in the chat. If you don't, put a 2 in the chat.
They want to walk around with their hoods or their masks and start talking about First Amendment rights. Up until that limit, they have a First Amendment right to do that. I'm not talking about that. But here's, as you saw, Bergen defending them.
Several hundred masked men belonging to the white nationalist group, the Patriot Front, marched with Confederate flags. And they did it through neighborhoods in the U.S. Capitol, at least near the Capitol, and they chanted, "Reclaim America." There's a widely circulated photograph, I'm sure you've seen it, taken by...
They got Confederate flags. Who in the chat supports Confederate flag waivers? Who in the chat? Honey, do you support Confederate flag waivers? Yeah, that's the only maggot we got today. It's a female one. I guess that would be called a maggotress.
Reuters of an African-American woman on a subway surrounded by members of this group. Are you concerned about this?
Well, I think we obviously, when we were celebrating America, we've had an incredible celebration, and this is a kickoff of a celebration year. But we know from our very founding that this was something that divided our nation. 85 years after those brave patriots signed the Declaration of Independence, we fought in the bloodiest war America's ever fought, the Civil War, and our nation survived thanks to the courage and leadership of Abraham Lincoln, and led us on a way. As we continue to move forward as a country, we can be an exceptional nation because our idea.
Yo, I tell you what, Edward, you're right. Edward says the funny thing about the neighborhoods near the Capitol are that they are predominantly black. Marching there with the Confederate flags, very racist. Yeah, they didn't come on that side of the Capitol. They stayed down on the western side in the mall area where those activities were. And then they took the metro train to Union Station. They didn't appear to have their flags out when they got to Union Station to take the train out of D.C., the main train. But yeah, they didn't go to the east side. And I'm just telling you, if you go to the east side and you're marching down the street with Confederate flags, you are risking being shot. I'm just telling you, you're literally risking it because there's a lot of people, and people do believe it taking a shot every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. And a Confederate flag might instigate one of those moments. That's all I'm saying. I wouldn't be surprised, and I think they know that. I think the police told them, we can only protect you so much. So stay in areas where, where this activity, this festivity is happening, and don't, veer out with your little march. Like, or if you do it, it's at your own risk. And I think they know that. And I even think the Proud Boys know it, to be honest with you. Like, first of all, you're not allowed to carry all kinds of weapons around in DC, period. None of them are. Even the Proud Boys, that little thing that they had, that was orchestrated outside of the law, right? When you come to DC with a weapon, you must first register it with the DC police. Otherwise, it is illegal, right? Secondly, you can only have handguns. You can't bring all kinds of other shit there. You see what I mean? So a lot of these people won't be doing that throughout DC pretty much, but let's go. Let's see here. What's up, Sixth Sense? What's up, Sixth Sense Amelia? I see you.
That all men are created equal.
Yo, Avidor, what's up?
Condemn this group and what they were doing, and most importantly, what they stand for.
Well, I think that certainly is what they stand for is nothing that I could possibly agree with. But one of the foundational principles of the United States, which makes democracy messy, is free speech. And there are plenty of things that I see that I might personally find offensive, irreprehensible. But in America, free speech is allowed, and this is by the whole spectrum of things. I mean, we're a country where someone can run and be elected saying that they're a communist.
Do you, as Interior Secretary, will you recommend to the president that he condemn this group and what they were trying to message, what they did try to message here in Washington?
Well, there have been, Nana, part of my response to that is that there are protests on the Mall that people say things that I think are irreprehensible about President Trump, and yet they're allowed to go on because of free speech in our country. And so this is something, but you've seen President Trump. I was with him in North Dakota. I was with him at Mount Rushmore. I was with him last night.
White nationalism. It's, as you said, a part of America's history that still has pockets, but the fact that they were here in Washington on such an important day, I do want to move on.
But I do think, again, I mean, there are people that are saying death to Israel and death to America. I mean, this is part of free speech in America. They can say it, we can object to it, but it is something that comes with free.
But see, this is the thing. It's so funny, but who's saying death to America? Who's saying that inside of the United States? Who's saying death to Israel? Okay, maybe people are saying that, right? Okay. Do you agree with that? I don't agree with that. Actually, myself, I do, which is why I don't go out there saying that kind of stuff. But the difference is there's something else going on here. You can admonish it in language. If you're the president, you can say, I don't like that behavior. I don't like that language. I don't stand by that language. You can say that as the president. You could say you don't stand by the language of death to the United States. You could say you don't stand by the language of death to Israel, right? You can say that as the president. Why isn't the president being asked to say that? So it actually kind of shows in a way that he's also okay with that kind of speech. And that's the difference, yeah. But in any case, let's hear some more. I don't say death to America. Why would I say that? That's like saying death to my own family, death to my friends' families, death to my country. Like, I would never say that. And I don't agree with anybody saying that, Now, death to Israel, I've heard people say it from Iran on TV. I've never really heard too many people say that. I've never heard people say that. It's kind of corny to say it too, but I've heard people say other stuff, like call them genociders. I've heard people call them, colonialists, things like this. I've heard people call them terrorists, right? Yeah, I've heard that. But yeah, in any case, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. What does that have to do with this guy and walking around the United States, being a racist? What does that have to do with it? I don't get that. I don't get it. And what does that have to do with him carrying them carrying Confederate flags? I mean, yeah, okay, really? Is that so? So in the United States, you can walk around with the enemy's flag. Is that what we're doing? I mean,
so there's a great photo, by the way. Hopefully you saw it, of them traveling by subway in Washington with their Patriot Front outfit and their masks, with a black woman mother sitting in the midst of them, surrounded by them, creating a new tableau of a new Rosa Parks, if you will, in America. But to have Donald Trump try to whitewash history, he can't change it. History, the eyes of the nation know what happened on that particular day. Every judge in the federal district court in Washington who presided over a trial, a bench trial, or a jury trial, who handled the sentencing, who handled the decision to have these men, many of these people, detained pre-trial because of their violent tendencies, because of their violent acts. That's why there was a Jan 6 choir. It wasn't a choir. It was some of the most reprehensible, violent of the group of Jan 6ers who, under the federal rules of criminal procedure when it relates to bond and bail and pretrial detention, had to be detained. That's how bad they were. They only had time to become a choir because they were properly pre-trial incarcerated. In fact, Judge Kelly says on the top of page 2 about the sentence that he gave him, he said a few months later, the court imposed substantial sentences on all of them, in part to deter them and others from committing similar crimes again. That's what Donald Trump, another thing that he's destroyed.
Right.
Is
so they're basically trying to reward them so that they can do it again. They want to encourage more people to interfere with the election. Remember, Jan 6 was about the election. Trump lost the election, and he didn't want to admit it. He wanted to stop the natural handing over of power on Jan 6. And that's done in the Congress, by the Congress, right? So as they count the electoral votes. Now, but this is not the only thing. I mean, these people are scared shitless of democracy. They are scared of Americans doing what they did the last time when they elected Trump. That is, go to the register to vote, go down to the voting stations and actually cast your ballot. They're afraid of what Americans did the last time when Trump won. They're afraid of Americans voting in mail-in ballot. It worked for Trump last time. They're afraid this time, so they want to stop it. They didn't have a problem last time. Trump won. They were confident with those things, and Trump won. Now they're not so confident with the same tools, and they're doing a whole lot of shit. Here's the next thing they're doing right now. I mean, it's not just Trump. They're going to pull out every little trick in the bag.
Election officials in both North Carolina and now warning voters about suspicious, possibly intentionally misleading election mailers being sent from an organization that it's been uncovered is linked to Elon Musk. Specifically, although they try to hide it, the phone number affiliated with this organization traces back to his America PAC, which is not only the laziest name for a PAC I've literally ever heard in my life, but it's also how he effectively funnels unlimited money into attempting to rig the election, subvert the will of the voters. And one of the ways he's trying to do that is this. So the bulk mailing goes out to individual residents, and it includes outdated voter registration applications listing political parties that aren't currently recognized in North Carolina. So if you register as one of those, it's just nothing. It's just wasted your opportunity to vote. How fun. Incorrect return mailing addresses as well for voters in New Hanover County, which contains the city of Wilmington. So again, if you use this and think that this is your real way to sign up for the election, oops, that's it. You don't get to vote anymore. But that said, they are very careful to make clear that this isn't an official mailer. And the way they do that is they use a seal in bold text saying immediate action requested and official document enclosed, even though it is the exact opposite of an official document. So they're intentionally misleading you and then causing you to just throw it into a black void, basically, where nothing comes of it. So anyway, it is being looked into. technically by these states. The North Carolina board made a public statement seeking to reduce confusion and contacted Ready to Register. That's the front organization that's doing this, but has not received a response. The organization, according to the spokesman, hasn't done anything illegal, and they're not under investigation, although maybe they should be, considering all of what we've already described. But again, like, they're deliberately trying to mislead voters, but they're very well funded and they're connected to one of the most powerful people in the world. So, like, if you did anything like this, you'd already be in jail, but they have to be given the benefit of the doubt always. Now, anyway, the way that it's supposed to work, legitimate organizations usually meet with election officials before sending these bulk election registration mailings, and they don't make mistakes such as listing incorrect parties because, again, they want you to register. This organization didn't meet with them because the motivation is obviously the opposite. Now, that spokesperson said that the board could not currently tell whether the errors were the result of sloppy work or trying to mislead voters, but did say stuff like that is kind of fishy. This organization appears to be operating with poor, maybe nefarious intentions. And yeah, it's all very, very mysterious. You would want, like, if you're just trying to register to be, like, people to vote, like, you just do the organization or whatever. But these letters were signed by a project coordinator named Eric Lay, who's just nowhere in public records, might not even be a literal real person. And the organization used a post office box in Virginia. Its incorporation records are in Delaware, used a corporate agent that disguises its ownership. Again, why would you be disguising your ownership? Their phone number that's listed on their Facebook account, advertiser account, that's not actually in service, even though they had run ads recently. So you're just not allowed to know who's behind this. But again, it does trace back to Elon Musk. We found out that much. So what do you think?
It's the theft of rights. Okay. This is obvious. Okay. We know exactly what they're doing, why they're doing it, and who they're trying to fool. And they are getting away with it. The quotes that you read from the, I guess I'll call it investigative body, the North Carolina officials or whatever.
The election board, yeah.
The election board, they basically should just give a middle finger and say, we're not only not going to investigate this, we hope it keeps happening, because that's what it sounded like. Why are they even there if they can't put some muscle behind this, or at least a statement that is unequivocal? This is wrong. He's trying to trick you. Something. But look, if you can't win honestly, then we have to try to trick and steal and hide the football and everything else. And Elon Musk is a big part of it, and it's working for him beautifully.
Yeah. I just think it's so amazing. Like, I think back, like, there are people who will be arrested, or cops will literally like kill them in the streets for illegally selling cigarettes outside of a store or something. But meanwhile, yeah, you can set up this organization, hide it, put a bunch of money into it, just explicitly designed to steal people's vote. And it's just nothing. You can set up a faux little raffle. Hey, you just register, you might get $1 million. Actually, I chose the people.
All right,
I'm lying to you.
You know, my thoughts on this are, it's simple. If you should register to vote, but listen, the U.S. government has its own information out about how to vote. They have a site that is called vote.gov. So it's very simple. You just go to that website. Let me pull it up. And then you choose what state you're from. Here it is. All right. It's called vote.gov. As a matter of fact, let me see something here. I can see it's now all coming up. So let me just pull it down and make sure it's all viewable. There you go. Vote.gov, right? And then you go to the website and you go here and you choose which state on the bottom you're voting in, right? There you go. You just choose the state, whatever state you come from: Indiana, Ohio, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, North Dakota, right? Northern Mariana Islands, Ohio, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania. You choose even Enrique Tarrio's family's country or state. I'm sorry, not country, state. Puerto Rico, yeah. The leader of the Proud Boys from Puerto Rico. You can vote here, Enrique, if you want to register. And you click here. You click there. You select you could select your language too if you need to, right? But if not, you just click whatever state it is. Let's say Puerto Rico for that matter, right? And then you go down, read it. Look, now you could update you could be registered already, and you can update it. right? So you just choose right here. You want to update it or whatever. It tells you 45 days before the election day. So don't wait, right? Do not wait. Do not hesitate. Do not delay. Do not delay your registration to vote. Now is the time to register. Don't wait another month. If you haven't registered to vote, just go get it out of the way, right? At vote.gov. That's the United States official website for you to find out which state you vote in. Very simple. Don't fall for Elon Musk bullshit. Don't fall for anybody's bullshit. Go and find out. If you go to Oregon, look, let's say you're in Pennsylvania. Boom, click Pennsylvania. Check your registration. You can check your registration to see if you're don't assume you're registered. Even myself, don't assume you are registered. Go here, click it, go to this thing, follow the instructions, right? Traffic has been blocked, la 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 la. Click here. Yeah. Who knows my security, but there it is. They will give you, now you're at the Pennsylvania.government site. This is their official site. Let me pull it down here so you can see what I'm talking about. Oh, okay. Well, it won't show you, but if you go and you try it, you will see it. Okay. There it is. Official website of the Commonwealth. Let me click over here. You see it? Of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. You see? There you have it. So information for military and overseas voters. La, 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 la. So vote.gov is the spot you want to go to register to vote. Do not be fooled by anybody else, and understand this election is highly important. People that are anti-democratic, which are basically the billionaires in charge right now of the country, they don't fucking want you voting. They don't care about your vote. Americans need to understand this. You are the least represented people. You have less parliamentary representation than any Western people, than any NATO people. Every other NATO nation, minimum, has at least double the representatives you have for 1 million people. So, let's say you might have a million people, you might have one representative. Well, guess what? In any other NATO nation, boom, that turns to 2 representatives. Yes, that means people to split up that district, to walk around in that area where you live and see how you're doing, to know what your problems are, to know who they're representing on a first-hand basis a little more. In places like Denmark, although I'm an American citizen, I live in Denmark, places like Denmark, I live in Copenhagen, has 40 times the representatives per person that a United States citizen has in their own country. Understand what that means. Understand what that means. So you have the least parliamentary representation out of all Western people. And on top of that, the billionaires in power right now don't even want you even having that. They want you to have less. So think about that. Register to vote. It is what you need to do to get control over your tax dollars. Because right now you don't have any control over it. It's just been given away. Unless you like working harder than everybody else. And apparently you do. Because if you're not demanding that more of your tax dollars be spent on your communities, your family, and you, that means you're okay with them having the least amount of representation of all Western people. Don't be a loser. Don't be proud to be a loser. Too many of you maggots are proud to be losers. Proud loser. That's what I'm going to start fucking calling y'all. Now, let's flip back here and see what else is going on. Now that you heard that, Elon Musk is trying to rob people. You want to say something, Mike? This motherfucker's trying to rob people, bro. Yeah, well, let's move on. Let me see here. There's one more thing. Punk ass Rubio doesn't like being called in to people's representatives to be asked questions. Check this out. Let's have a good laugh. And hurrah, hurrah, everybody.
The question.
Hurrah, hurrah, everybody. Lindsey Graham is dead. Yay. The Wicked Witch is dead. Yay. Lindsey, the Wicked Queen.
No, but when is it my really time? Important. So why am I here if I don't get to answer your questions or your defamatory statements?
I'm reclaiming my time,
Mr. Chair. But I want to reclaim. Well, do I get time?
Mr. Secretary, 5 months ago, you essentially
became the new overlord of Venezuela, taking control of the country's oil revenues and giving foreign companies access to its oil and minerals. But you have provided no real transparency about where the money is going and who is benefiting from this arrangement. I want to now talk a little bit about Mauricio Claver-Carrón. So, Mr. Secretary, you've known Mr. Claver-Carrón for many years, correct?
I don't know how many years, but sure.
Okay. We know that he was special envoy to Latin America. He's also a former lobbyist who supported your presidential campaign, I think in 2016. And now he runs a private equity firm that is seeking $1 billion in investments in Latin America. Apparently, he is seen as your right-hand man on Venezuela, but he's not a federal employee, and he's not bound by rules about financial disclosures or conflict of interest. According to the Washington Post, he acts like a kingmaker in Venezuela, helping to determine which private companies get contracts and access. And that's concerning because in January, you gave confidential licenses for Venezuelan oil to a company that had been charged with bribery by the Department of Justice and employs.
This is where your tax dollars are going to. It's going to rich people just robbing your ass. And yes, Jackman, 1983, Lindsey Graham is dead. He just died suddenly out of nowhere. Yeah, who knows what's behind it? Who knows what it is? But I tell you what, could it be a case of he? Could it be a case of? Let me think now. Could it be a case of he tried to use his vehicle as a weapon against an ICE agent? Could it be that? What could that be the reason why? But in any case, fuck it. You just got to take your wins as you get them. Yeah, Lindsey Graham is dead. Next is Mitch McConnell. It's a good week. It's a really good week. It's a good month. Yeah. It's going to be some get back coming to some of these people that loved watching American citizens be tortured. It's going to be some get back. And I'm going to be here. I am your retribution. I will be online even after the election results. And online even after the 2028 presidential election results. And but more importantly, this one. And when some of these judges get impeached after this midterm in November by the newly elected congressional members, after these judges get impeached, I'm going to be online. Yes, celebrating. And then when there's retribution, I'm going to be online celebrating. I am. And I'm going to enjoy watching all of you maggots that are too stupid to even know what to do with your tax dollars. The dumbest fucking people in the Western world, you maggots are. I'm going to enjoy the retribution. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to celebrate it. I am. I'm going to celebrate for my American brothers and sisters, their freedom. It's coming. It's coming. And the clock is ticking. Your days are numbered. You might want to consider moving.
A traitor who gave $6 million to Trump's campaign. Some have said that Mauricio is the Jared Kushner of Latin America, but Mauricio has said that Jared Kushner is the Mauricio of the Middle East. So who is Mauricio, and why is he riding on private jets to Caracas with executives from firms trying to get contracts? And why is he texting Delcy Rodriguez on the regular? Who is he working for?
Okay.
I'm going to allow you to respond. I'm setting this up because it looks unseemly that essentially you are taking Venezuelan oil money and sending it through a network of campaign donors, corrupt politicians, and lobbyists, and we can't get any documentation on that. We don't have any receipts. So the question is anyone from the administration, directly or indirectly, benefiting from the contracts being doled out in Venezuela?
Is this where I get to answer?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Number one is the number of people. Mauricio is one of many people that are involved in what's happening in Venezuela. There's not a day that goes by that we don't have someone who's interested in what's happening in Venezuela for a variety of reasons. Nor is he the only person in the United States that directly contacts Delcy Rodriguez and others. There is a stampede of people that want to be involved in Venezuela. Mauricio is one of many, but by the way, not involved in Venezuela.
This is how you say, yes, you're right. In Marco Rubio language. This is how he's basically admitting the only way he knows how to admit this is what it sounds like.
There's not a day that goes by that we don't have someone who's interested in what's happening in Venezuela for a variety of reasons. Nor is he the only person in the United States that directly contacts Delcy Rodriguez and others. There is a stampede of people that want to be involved in Venezuela. Mauricio is one of many, but by the way, not involved in Venezuela. I am not knowledgeable or know of any financial links he has to anybody in Venezuela.
So I'm going to reclaim my time, Mr. Secretary,
Well,
but I'm
but-
glad that you said that. Because you have said these things, you have shared these talking points before.
They're not talking points, they're the truth.
But it is hard to take your word for it when this is the most corrupt administration in American history.
Well, that's
we're
your
talking
opinion.
pardons for sale. We're talking about no-bid contracts to those on Trump's family and friends plan. We're talking about a $1.8 billion slush fund. And I think that's corruption. The American people think that's corruption. They want to know if you think that's corruption.
Okay. Number two, this goes right to the point of transparency.
That's another yes. That's how he answers yes. And it's true, Jackman, 1983. Yeah, I don't give a fuck how the Congress turns blue. I don't even give a shit. Because you know why? Because MAGAs don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. They're willing to steal. They're willing to lie. They're willing to kill American citizens. They are willing to just demean the entire country. They are willing to commit fraud on the most massive level. They're willing to commit treason. They don't fucking care. They don't care about their own constituents, and they don't care about anybody else. You know? So, yeah, if he died, who cares how? Fuck it. He's dead. Let's celebrate. Let's get some more too. I'm gonna celebrate. I'm gonna celebrate when Mitch McConnell's ass dies too. Yeah, Mr. Kentucky Fried Chicken, Colonel McConnell. Maybe he dies with a piece of chicken in his mouth. Who
About
knows?
the way the money flows. It's pretty straightforward, and I'll share.
So I'm going to have to reclaim my time again because
well, then,
the
what kind
question
of process
about
is this? They get to ask questions and you don't get to answer?
It's my time. The question
I don't know
about
about you. When
corruption
is it my
really
time?
important.
So why am I
because
here if I don't
you
get to answer your
can't call
questions or your defamatory
I'm
statements?
reclaiming my time,
Reclaim.
Mr.
I want
Chair.
you to, but I want to reclaim. Well, do I get time?
This
Because you
is
make
my
these
time,
defamatory
Mr. Chair.
statements and no one can talk here.
If
This is
you
crazy.
can't call out corruption in this country, then how can you call it out in another
Well, I can't say
country?
anything 'cause you
That
won't
is
let me
the
speak.
question. It is about credibility and your credibility. And your credibility meter is on empty right now. This
See,
oil.
these guys
who
just get to talk and I don't get to
determines
answer.
Assad. Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Lindsey Graham is a ghost now, man. He's running around there and shit like the spirit of Lindsey Graham.
determines the barrels of oil that get sold? How
But you
many
won't
of
let
them?
me
At
answer your
what
question.
price
I have
does
an
it
answer
get
for your
sold?
question.
Where is it going?
Oh, I get it.
will
They
let
have to
you.
use their time for me to answer
The
your
onus
question.
is on you.
Lindsey Graham is like, ooh.
You to prove that there is no corruption happening.
Well, how do I
That is
prove it if
your
you don't let me talk?
responsibility as the Secretary of State. And you know what? Normally we would have access to that data. That's the
You do.
transparency.
You just don't know where
but
to
you're
look.
not showing us any receipt. Well, then show us.
But
do you
you won't.
commit? Do you commit to coming back here with whoever the person is who is monitoring the sales of the oil? Bring them before this committee.
Can I
Show
reclaim
the
my
receipts.
time?
Have the documentation. You don't have this time yet. I am talking about your credibility and evidence, not your talking points, because talking points are never a replacement for transparency
I agree,
and
but that's what you're
documentation.
saying. You're saying talking
And
points
we
without an
have not-
answer.
We are 5 months into this and no audits. Zero visibility into the
100%
contracts that are
false.
awarded.
100%
Zero
false.
transparency.
Oh, look, somebody in the chat said, did Nancy Pelosi's husband die? But see, that's my point. MAGA people celebrated that. They celebrated somebody breaking into their home and fucking nearly killing them. They celebrated it openly. That's why I'm doing it. It's each one. You wanted to do that? You wanted to celebrate people's death? You wanted to celebrate immigrants being murdered by fucking ICE? You wanted to celebrate Renee, what's her name? Good, being killed by ICE? You want to celebrate all these young kids being separated from their families in the most brutal way? That's what you want to do? Sending all these little kids to jail? To goddamn internment camps. You celebrate it all the time. So not only am I going to celebrate Lindsey Graham's death, if you fucking die, I'm going to celebrate it too. Fuck you. That's how you are. And you deserve to get your medicine, motherfucker. Exactly. You have no respect. I'm not twisted by it. I don't expect any respect from you, bitch. But I'm damn sure I ain't gonna give you none. You got the wrong motherfucker, yo. Like, straight up, you ain't shit. Okay? You ain't shit. Fuck you and everybody like you. You are dumb. You are scum. Okay? How about that? I hope you get put to rest. How about that? So there you have it. And why? Because you don't respect any fucking human. You don't respect anybody else. That's you MAGA people that did that. So now guess what's happening? Everybody else have to adjust because you had to have it this way. That's right. So too bad for you, sucker. And by the way, I'm just laughing that you pay Hakeem Jeffries' motherfucking dental bill because you are a stupid motherfucker. I'm happy that you pay all these motherfucking congressional members, Democrat and Republican, to have a better lifestyle than you because you're fucking stupid. See, you're so caught up in Democrat and Republican, you don't even want motherfucking health care for people like you. You're too stupid to actually want it, you dumbass. You're too stupid to want your mama and your daddy to have fucking health care. You're too stupid to want your kids to have health care. You're too stupid to want your neighbor to have health care. You're too stupid to want access to an education, you dumbass. Okay? You want to be robbed, bitch. And I'm going to treat you like that because that's what you are.
Representative's time has expired. Representative Salazar is recognized.
Yes. And giving contracts with no transparency is exactly the reason why you shut down USAID. So practice what you preach.
Yeah, there you go. So you have another maggot on deck. His name was Marco Rubio. I'm talking about a maggot who's worth knowing their name. Marco Rubio. We're not talking about the little shit maggots down at the bottom. The little shitty broke ass ones. No, we had a real criminal maggot, and his name was Marco Rubio. And it is what it is. Now, guess what else? Talk about celebrating death. Hurrah! Who's next? Yay! Yay! Somebody's coming after them. Hurrah!
Iran's new supreme leader has vowed revenge for the killing of his father. Mojtaba Khamenei, who succeeded Ali Khamenei after he was killed in U.S.-Israeli strikes, published a statement saying, "We pledge to avenge the blood of the martyred leader and all the martyrs of these two wars from the criminal and disgraced
beware when the rabbit gets the gun
killers. This vengeance is the demand of our nation and must certainly be fulfilled." Now, that message came after days of funeral ceremonies for Ali Khamenei, events that were marked by calls for retaliation too, and explicit threats against the U.S. and Israel.
Damn, Trump couldn't even.
President Donald
Trump couldn't even get this many people on the 250th Independence Day. It's more people in Iran celebrating his death than Trump could get out of fucking Independence Day. God damn.
Personally. That was followed by a response from the U.S. president on Truth Social. That's Trump warned Iran against any attempt to assassinate him. He said, and I quote, 1,000 missiles are locked and loaded and aimed at the Islamic Republic of Iran, with thousands of more to immediately follow, should the Iranian government act on its threat, pronounced in many corners of the globe to assassinate or attempt to assassinate the sitting president of the United States of America, in this case, me. Right, so how seriously should we take these threats? Let's bring in Kamran Martin, an Iran analyst and associate professor of international relations at the University of Sussex. Hello and welcome to the program, sir. So Mojtaba Khamenei says vengeance is the demand of the nation and must be fulfilled. Should we read this as a threat of immediate retaliation or, as a longer-term ideological commitment, do you think?
Hello, good afternoon. Yes, I think it doesn't say this has to be immediately carried out. I think we can actually compare this announcement or this call by Mojtaba Khamenei with what Ayatollah Khomeini in the 1980s said about Salman Rushdie's Satanic Verses book. If you remember at the time, it caused a lot of controversy. Khomeini issued a fatwa for his killing, which led to deterioration of diplomatic relations between Iran and many Western countries. But eventually this was solved by Iran declaring that they wouldn't send someone specifically to do so, but other Muslims might carry out this fatwa. I think in this case, Khamenei's, the wording is such that it doesn't say we will carry this out. It says even if I am not alive or Iranian leaders are not alive, it must be carried out. And then it says that any free person across the world, Muslims are obligated, whoever can is obliged to do so. So there is a degree of vagueness and the kind of long-term framework, but it is still very strongly worded and definitely complicates the ongoing talks between US and Iran.
Right. I mean, let's hammer a bit on the point you just made, because, yes, he suggests revenge does not depend on him or any current official. Does that somehow open the door, you think, for proxies, affiliated groups or individuals to act over time?
Absolutely.
You know, it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. And the reason why it's going to get worse is like this. It's geopolitics. Just like Trump went out and asked Russia for help to get those emails, right? These kind of things. When you go out and you openly ask another government for help, right? And you do that, you're asking them to help you resolve an issue that's a national issue regarding other American citizens. When you go out and ask another country to intervene, what you're doing is opening up geopolitics now. So Trump did that a long time ago, right? Everybody knows that you're not supposed to do that because it shows you don't have any loyalty, at least to even other American citizens, right? It basically makes you it opens the door up for that. So everyone knows that Trump doesn't really care about American citizens, right? This is what you are. When you're proud, you don't care about having differences with other American citizens. You keep your differences to yourself. You argue, you debate, you vote, but that's it. You don't usually ask a foreign nation to intervene. That's called the opposite of what you're supposed to do. Proud Americans don't do that, right? But Trump has changed that. He showed that, and MAGA has changed that. They have shown that actually not only do you not have to be proud, but you can have utter disdain for 50% of all other American citizens. They have brought it to that level. Practicing open disdain, right? So now that they've opened up the door for that, and now that they've done it consistently over a period of time, enough for people to see that they don't mind torturing you. They don't stand for grandparents having elder care. They're not proud like other Western people are proud. Other Western people believe that all their citizens, when they become elderly, regardless of their political party affiliation, deserve elder care. That's other Western countries. That's not the United States of America. All other Western countries, they believe, regardless of what your political party affiliation is, that all of their citizens should have universal health care. That's a minimum. That's a bottom for them. All other Western nations believe that, hey, they should also have education, universal education. Shouldn't matter how much money you have, right? That's what they believe. But this is not the United States of America. Americans don't feel that way about other Americans. They don't vote for it. They don't advocate for it. They don't talk about it. They don't ask for it. Right. So things have changed now. Things are way, way different. You see, things are way different. So what this is about is something else. This is about me, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, I'm celebrating Lindsey Graham's death because he celebrates the death of other Americans and laughs and smiles while he's getting taxpayer dollars, while he's getting better health care than he ever advocated for any other American to get.
He's a fucking classist. He's a scumbag. Mitch McConnell too. Fuck both of them. And fuck any American that fucking actually thinks that's normal. That is not fucking Western civilization. That's fucking abnormal in the West. Straight up. And since Americans celebrate death of other Americans, particularly MAGA celebrating the death of lefties, they celebrated the death of Renee Good. Yes, they did. You see people being killed by police all the fucking time in the U.S. They don't do a goddamn thing about that. Just don't do one motherfucking thing about it. 26 people got killed in Columbine. And what did the right wing do? They celebrated 20 kids being murdered in school. They lied about why it happened. This is what the right does in the United States of America. This is what they do. This is what they do. Whenever people get killed, if it's a person that they disagree with politically, they celebrate it openly. They've done that for years in the United States of America. They've done it for years. Yep. That's exactly what they do. They don't care. They literally do not care. This MAGA base is too ignorant to even care about themselves. Stronghold, Trump stronghold, Venice, Ohio. Stronghold. What town is it? This is what you getting out of MAGA people. Look, I'm going to show you. 2 seconds. This is what you get out of MAGA people. This is what they look like. This is what they want. In their minds, this is what's going to make the United States better again. I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to show it to you. And you better believe it. You better believe it. Because this is what they want to create. This is what they advocate for. 2 seconds. Let me bring this up. This is the purest example of who they are. This shit is crazy. Let me see here. Are they right here? Here, let me pull it up. Here we go. This is them. This is them right here. This is who they are. Typical Trump voter. Here we go.
What we saw down here today is pure evil.
16 children found in unimaginable conditions.
Most of our livestock was kept in better conditions than the children.
The kids forced to live in a 12 by 12 room in rural Ohio.
Yes, that's them. That's the typical MAGA voter. Town like that, Hampton, that's where they at. That's where they come from. And this is what they think like. They think, and I'm gonna break it down to you why this is them. This is a perfect example of them. Here we go. Check this out. I'm gonna break it down so you understand. Now, the mother and the father of the 16 kids were married. They're Christians, likely Christians, but they're married, right? They didn't believe in birth control. Didn't you just see somebody in the chat talk about birth control equals evil? Or some bullshit like that, right? They didn't even register the kids. The town that they live in voted for Trump. Over 70% of the people voted for Trump 3 times. 3 times. Okay, this is who they are. They don't vote for fair education. They don't vote for even SNAP. They're too stupid to even realize that SNAP is actually going to help your kid get some goddamn food. They don't vote for health care. Look, check this out.
Chris Cuomo joins me now. Chris, you're covering both couple stories I've been really following, obviously.
Goddamn right wing news. But right wing news is going to tell you this is who they are. Check this out.
Here we go.
Oh, you see. ICE says they were forced to.
Hold on. Where the hell is it at? Why did it skip by it? Here it is right here. Here we go. Here we
Life
go.
in prison. That'll probably be brutal enough.
If she is the mother of all these kids, which we believe she is, 33 years old, she's had 16 kids. She asked if they were okay when she was in custody. Is there something about her role we don't understand?
16 kids. 33 years old. 16 kids. That's MAGA for you. They don't believe in birth control. 16 kids. They voted. Everyone, 70%, 79%. The first time Trump ran, 79% of the people in this damn town voted for him. 79%.
Ernie joins.
Do they like immigrants? No, they're busy looking for the immigrants. They're not looking for the 16 kids in Ohio that are Americans, okay, locked up in a fucking 12 by 12 room. How many years were they popping out babies? How many years did all of these kids, none of them were registered? None of the 16 kids' births were registered. None of them. The oldest one, 18. All these kids lived in a room with feces on the floor. They weren't even allowed out to use the goddamn toilet. Okay, these people are so busy looking for fucking immigrants that have a job, they're too stupid to want to vote for somebody that wants to give their broken ass help. This is who MAGA is. This is who they are. And they think they're going to terrorize Americans forever. This is who they are.
Me for his first national interview. Next. This House of Horrors case out of Ohio, I've never seen anything like it. Yeah, the Turpins, but it wasn't like this. They had 13 kids. This is 16 kids ranging from 18 months to 18 years. They were moving them around. They were finally found in an unrelated investigation. Think about that. These kids were all confined to a 12 by 12 room for years. They were almost feral, according to law enforcement, and that it was pure evil. Neighbors said they didn't even know they had kids. The kids weren't in school. Cops say some or all of the kids weren't able to really communicate. They were all removed from the home. 7 of them had to go to the hospital. The parents get...
Here, maggot. Where are you, maggots at? Where you maggots at now? Where you at? Here, maggot. Yeah, boy.
Gary Siders Jr. and Elizabeth Siders, as far as we know, and the paternal grandparents were arrested and each charged with 16 counts of felony child endangerment. Elizabeth, the mom, married Gary Jr. when she was just...
Let me stop it right here. Guy to the left, Trump supporter. Guy to the next to him, to the right of the man on the left, Trump supporter. The lady on the right of the man, Trump supporter, and the lady to the far right, Trump supporter. They probably voted and ain't even registered the goddamn kids.
Had their first child 2 months after they were married. So
talking about, I don't want none of that Obama health care. Kamala Harris is a communist.
This is a very interesting opportunity. I've never seen a case like this. Elizabeth,
get the Muslims out of America.
Elizabeth Siders, the mother's...
We don't want Jews controlling America. Yeehaw!
Attorney is joining...
Paul, where's Paul at?
Joining us right now for his first national interview, Mr. Tommy Stolley. Counsel, thank you for joining us.
Hi there, Chris. Thank you for having me.
And then the dumbass black MAGA is going to be like, the immigrants, they stopping us from getting reparations. It's the immigrants stopping us from getting reparations. No, it ain't. It's the people in this fucking house, you dumbass. Okay? God damn.
What can you tell us that gives any perspective other than the obvious on the role of the mother in this?
Well, Chris, this is a situation...
What, did he just blame the mother? Just show you Chris Cuomo on some shit.
Hi there, Chris. Thank you
what
for
the hell?
having me.
What can you tell us that gives any perspective other than the obvious on the role of the mother in this?
What? Man, did you just hear what he just said? That gives perspective on the obvious, the role of the mother. Man, are you crazy, man? Take this shit back. Listen. I don't know where Chris Cuomo gets that shit from. Look at who's here. You got the grandfather to the left, the grandmother to the far right. The father is in the middle to the left, Gary Lee Siders Jr. And the girl, she is not the child of the grandparents. She's not the child. She's the wife. She took on this motherfucker's name. Look at how good he's taking care of her, right? Look, she is the wife. She married into this family. She's the outsider. Now, I'm sorry, but I don't get how Chris Cuomo could just assume, yeah, the mother plays a role in this. But to me, it looks like they all do. The mother, the grandmother, the father. Come on. How do you have 16 kids trapped in a 12 by 12 room, right? They're talking about the mother. Listen, the mother couldn't do any of this. You can't hide 16 goddamn kids by yourself. What the hell? You can't hide. I mean, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, man. I don't understand Cuomo. I don't understand Cuomo there, but.
And the paternal grandparents were arrested and each charged with 16 counts of felony child endangerment. Elizabeth, the mom, married Gary Jr. when she was just 15. Had their first child 2 months after they were married. So this is a very interesting opportunity. I've never seen a case like this.
You see, so they're Christians in Ohio. They're married. They had enough sense to get married, if that makes any goddamn sense. Because what the fuck? Why do you get married? What's the point of getting married? See, this is the perfect example of MAGA. They got married so that in God's eyes, they wouldn't be sinners. What the fuck? And then they pop out 16 babies. 16 babies that they can't even afford. What were they eating? You can't get child help. You can't get help from welfare if you don't register the kids. So what were they eating? What were these kids eating? What were they eating? Game? Pigeons? Like seriously. They tried to do what MAGA Mike Johnson is telling people. If you want able-bodied men getting welfare, able-bodied men, that's not right. Able-bodied men shouldn't get welfare. MAGA Mike Johnson says that all the time, right? You see what I mean? So they preach, these rich motherfuckers like MAGA Mike Johnson, they preach down to the poor. Try to make the poor feel like they're not worthy of any help. But the truth of the matter is that we're more affected. Everyone else, whether you work or not, you're affected by this, because the rich people ain't going to be nowhere near it. They don't care how broke your ass is, and they don't care nothing about these goddamn kids. Donald Trump doesn't give a fuck about these kids. MAGA Mike Johnson doesn't give a fuck about these kids. When they ran for office, they said Kamala Harris was talking about child care. They said, you're a communist. Kamala Harris was talking about SNAP benefits, right? Just to have some type of empathy for people in bad situations. They called her a communist for that. These people needed that shit more than anybody. The same people that vote for Trump need this shit more than anybody else. That's what's going on in the United States of America. These are Trump supporters.
Elizabeth Siders, the mother's attorney, is joining us right now for his first national interview. Mr. Tommy Stolle. Counsel, thank you for joining us.
Hi there, Chris. Thank you for having me.
What can you tell us that gives any perspective other than the obvious on the role of the mother in this?
Well, Chris, this is a situation that has been absolutely sensationalized by the media. Just by listening to your lead-in on this story, you are capturing the essence of the issue here. We're talking about a headline that reads, "A House of Horrors, Pure Evil." That is the description that the Ohio Attorney General used. And I believe that is probably the reason that we're here today doing this interview, is because the Ohio Attorney General and now picked up by the media, is using this inflammatory and invocative language. So we are at the very early stages of this investigation. I was able to meet with my client, Elizabeth. I've met with her now 3 times. The person that I met does not come across as pure evil. The person that I met comes across as a mother who has been separated from her children, who is exhausted, and who misses her children, and is asking me constantly what she needs to do to see her children again, what she needs to do to ultimately be reunited with her children. That does not jive with the prosecutor's narrative. It doesn't jive with the attorney general's narrative.
Yo, lady, you ain't getting them goddamn kids back at all. If anybody gives you those kids back, they belong in fucking jail. Like, straight up. Lady, father, all y'all, you should never see those goddamn kids again. Excuse my language. They should never be alive. They left these kids in a 12 by 12 room with feces everywhere on the floor. They didn't let them out to use the bathroom. What were they even eating? They didn't register not one of those goddamn 16 kids. The births were not registered. The births were not even registered. Did they even see a doctor? Did they even see a doctor? Like, what's wrong? What's wrong? What is wrong? You know, sorry. This is a big problem in the United States of America. This is a huge goddamn problem. And, you know, although this family might be extra, you know what I mean? But just think about it. They didn't register their kids. They got married, but they didn't register their kids. What type of person does that? Yeah, Kev Dog said these people don't vote. I mean, they probably can't vote. They done moved around so many times. You gotta have, but then again, who's checking them? Who's checking to see that? Who's checking their license? It ain't going to be it's not going to be goddamn ICE checking them. They probably drove past ICE every fucking day. Hey, ICE, and they like, go ahead. Hello, how you doing? ICE never even thought about the kids. You see what I mean? ICE probably came across these people all the time. ICE they're not brown enough to be stopped by ICE. ICE not looking for them. Look at all these serial killers. Jeffrey Dahmer. How long Jeffrey fucking Dahmer was out there killing people? This is typical in America. They don't look for people that look like this. They're not looking for them. This is the problem. They had 16 fucking kids, and not one police officer was looking for none of them to help them. None. They came across their house because the son, Gary Lee Siders Jr., took a piss publicly somewhere, and a neighbor complained. They came to give this motherfucker a ticket for for exposing himself. That was it. 16 kids? 16 kids? Nobody noticed 16 kids. Nobody noticed 16 kids. But I tell you, if you had a Mexican mowing lawns around there, everybody would have fucking noticed. I guarantee you that. If you would have had one Haitian, they would have noticed that. There's a Haitian around here. The Haitian is on the street. Yeah, but the kids, though, don't notice them, though. Yeah, that's what's going on in the United States of America. And you have to admit it. You have to admit it. You just have to admit it. This is in Ohio. And yes, they could have voted, because who's going to stop them at the voting booth to check their ID? No, they're going to trust them. These are the people they trust every fucking day of the week. It's people that don't look like this that are getting checked and asked for ID every fucking where. So Kev Dog, sorry, bro. I don't know if you black, Kev Dog. I don't know if you black. But let me tell you, if you don't know this, if you are black, it is your black ass that's going to be stopped and asked for ID, not them. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be the ones that moved, and they still going to have their vote counted. Yep. That's what's more likely to happen in the United States of America. That is more likely to happen. Serial killer looks like them. Nobody's going to notice. Didn't notice nothing. Didn't notice nothing. I didn't notice a goddamn thing. You know what I'm saying? I didn't notice anything. Didn't notice anything. Just looked like a normal family. Looked like a normal guy eating people. You know what I'm saying? I mean, nah. These are not the people anybody's checking for ID. They're not checking them for ID. And if they did check their ass for ID, they would have found those kids a long time. 18 years. 18 years. The oldest child trapped in the room was 18 years old. She could not spell her name. She could not recognize her name written on a piece of fucking paper. That's a whole lot of blind eyes. That's a whole lot of blind eyes. And how many more kids after her? 15 in the same room. That only happens when you have a whole goddamn town, a whole goddamn county full of fucking police, full of government workers like this. Only noticing the Haitians eating the cats, even though there ain't no Haitians eat cats. They just noticed the Haitians at work. That's what they noticed. But they didn't notice these 16 goddamn kids that needed help being terrorized by their goddamn parents and their grandparents. They didn't notice that at all, huh? And people deserve to hear it. You deserve to be told, because this is exactly what is going on. This is you. This is why you don't have universal health care, because this is you. This is why you're the only Western country that doesn't have universal health care, because this is what you got instead. This is what you got instead. You got motherfuckers like Lindsey Graham that don't give a fuck about these people. And these people eat it up every fucking time. I guarantee you Haitians eating cats was coming out of their mouth every goddamn day. The Haitians are eating up the cats. I bet you they was talking about how wonderful Trump was. Get them fucking foreigners out of here. Get rid of them immigrants. I bet you. Put a one in the chat if you bet they were doing that. Come on, I'm not trying to be mean, but come on, this is real. This is what's going on. People are bigots and broke as fuck like this. People are bigots and come from fucked up homes like this. That's what's going on. And if you look different and you try to tell them something better, they will go totally against you. That's what's going on in the United States of America. I guarantee you they didn't like Obama. I guarantee you. They didn't like Kamala. I guarantee you. And there's loads of more people like this. It is what it is. And you could try to lie your way out of it, but you ain't lying to me, goddammit. I know it's true. I know it's goddamn true. And if I'm wrong, then prove me wrong. Hey, I'll apologize later. But until then, I think you're going to have a hard time proving me wrong, though. I think you're going to have a hard time. There's a lot more Americans like this, too. A lot more to be discovered, you know. 16, keep in mind, 16 is a lot. Let's just talk about the ones with 8. Let's talk about the ones with 8. Never heard of a prophylactic? You know what I'm saying? Never heard of that. That's evil. Prophylactics are evil. You can't be married and open up your legs. You shouldn't do it. But then you get married and you have 16 kids. You got trapped in a fucking 12 by 12 room. Ain't even worried about feeding them. That gets you a pass from God? That gets you a pass from God, huh? In Republican country, yes. In Republican country, they did everything right. What's wrong with that? The government, you don't want to trust the government with registering your child. They might give your child a COVID vaccine. Isn't that right? Isn't that right? Do you think any of them got a COVID vaccine? Nope. None of them got a COVID vaccine. I guarantee it. None of them got a goddamn COVID vaccine. None of them. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. They probably ain't getting no kind of goddamn vaccine, because these goddamn people out here spreading this fucking disinformation to broke ass American citizens like this, and they do anything to evade taking a vaccine, which means don't register your kid at birth. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. I ain't sending my kid to school. They might make them take a vaccine. Yep. And then you got this guy. He's out here trying to fool everybody.
And I think
shame on right-wing TV. Look at this. Shame on right-wing TV. He's actually trying to convince us that we all got it wrong. Listen to this shit. Not that Chris Cuomo got it right. He said some weird shit there, but listen to this.
Attorney is joining us right now for his first national interview, Mr. Tommy Stolley. Counsel, thank you for joining us.
Hi there, Chris. Thank you for having me.
What can you tell us
Yeah, Trump gonna pardon them.
that gives any perspective other than the obvious on the role of the mother in this?
Well, Chris, this is a situation that has been absolutely sensationalized by the media. Just by listening to your lead-in on this story, you are capturing the essence of the issue here. We're talking about a headline that reads, "A House of Horrors, Pure Evil." That is the description that the Ohio Attorney General used. And
Okay, put a 1 in the chat if it is a house of horrors. Okay, and it is evil. Put a 1 in the chat if it is a house of horrors and it is evil. Put a 2 in the chat if it's not. Here, these are Trump. This is Trump country right here. This is Trump country right here. 16 kids. This town voted for Trump between 73 and 79% of the time. Every time Trump was being up for election, or put a 2 in the chat if it's not evil. If something's wrong with that, you think you're being overly bearing? Nah. Sorry, man. Maybe you might choose different words, but this is as close as it gets to those words. Like, this is close. You got 16 kids in a 12 by 12 room with feces on the goddamn floor everywhere. Then, I mean, the oldest one cannot even write her name. She can't even recognize her name if it was written on a piece of paper. Most of them could not even talk. The youngest one in the room is 1.5. Did they have any vaccines? Probably no. None. You have to take them to a doctor to get a vaccine, right? You know, this is what I'm saying. And Trump people are going to try to run away from this. No, this is what this Trump disinformation epidemic, this is what it looks like for real. Broke ass Appalachia, scared to get a vaccine. How you gonna look, if you don't believe in vaccines, then guess what you're gonna do? You're not gonna report the birth of your kids. That's what it comes down to. Pretty much. It's obvious they were Christians because they got married. I mean, who thinks to get fucking married in this situation? I mean, god damn, is that all? Is that what you was thinking about? So you know how they were thinking. You know, they weren't sinners because at least they got married. They didn't have sex out of wedlock. This is bizarre. They don't believe in abortion, and they also don't believe in prophylactics. Don't believe in prophylactics. These are pure Christians right here. You know, like I it's serious. Anything wrong with being poor as fuck? And having 16 kids? Anything wrong with that? According to the Bible, according to I'm talking about the Republican Bible. Anything wrong with that? According to the MAGA Mike Johnson Bible? You know, according to the Republican congressional members that are representatives for some of the poorest fucking states in the United States of America. Anything wrong with this? Anything wrong with it? Nah, I want to hear some of them talk about it. But in any case, this is them. And then people need to recognize that that's what that is. People that are liberal, the ones you believe in safe sex, right? You believe in wearing protection, right? You believe in having a prophylactic, right? This ain't you. This ain't you right here. This is not you, okay? You people that believe in vaccines, this ain't you. This is not your story. This is somebody else's story. This is the other part of America, their story. Okay? The people that think that childcare is a good idea, yeah, this is not you. For the people that think childcare is a great idea with my tax dollars, this ain't you. The people that believe universal education is a fabulous idea, this ain't you. People that believe universal health care is a great idea, this ain't you. This is not part of your America right here. This is the other America. This is the MAGA America. This is what they believe in. Extreme dirt poverty, child abuse, neglect. This is what they believe in. They do all of this. They rather do this than to even risk being called a socialist boogeyman. Woo! Yeah, they go through a whole lot, man. Anything for Trump. Anything for Trump. This is terrible, man. This is terrible. I'm convinced America horror movies based on a true story. I swear, it is, man. Texas Chainsaw Massacre was real. Did you know that? Look, there's other ones. It's always in some broke ass town too. The most gory ones, broke ass town. Don't you ever forget it. One of the ones that they knew the most, like the one that inspired, like what is it, Leatherface? I think it was inspired. They was inspired by some dude in Minnesota. Even they just changed the town to Texas, but it was a guy who was broke as fuck, broke family, farmer, live out on a farm, rural Minnesota, rural Minneapolis. What is it, Minnesota? Rural Minnesota family. Guy grew up in like the 50s or something like that. 50s. Yeah, he was like, had this face. The dude was mentally ill too. He was or mental. He was slow or deficient. Educationally deficient or something like that. A little slow, you could say. I mean, there's all these stories. This is why we need family. This is why families need support so that it doesn't get that bad. That's why families need support in America. But you see our politicians, they acting like you don't deserve it. And look, they're going to go spend your money on a fucking yacht overseas somewhere, traveling, living it up, and you will be paying your tax dollars, even if you're broke, will be going to pay for their luxury ass lifestyle while they're convincing you that this shit is not a big deal. It's loads of Americans like this. Loads of Americans living in poverty. This is the Republican Party. This is what they run on. Pull yourself up. This is what pulling yourself up by your bootstraps looks like. This is what it comes down to. And it is an ugly thing. It's a very ugly thing. It's very ugly. Then you got this guy out here trying to convince her this lady ain't never going to get her goddamn kids back. Now, she should never. I mean, don't get me wrong. If it's beneficial to the children to even see them again, maybe say hi and bye. But I'm sorry. They were going to kill these goddamn kids. No care for them, no care for them at all. It's just sickening and shit. But in any case, I just wanted to show this to illustrate that this is what we're talking about. Like, let's not run away from this. Understand, the MAGA politic is the cruelest politic in the Western world. It is cruel. They want us dead. And if they treat their own, they have a policy where their own people are treated like this in red states, then you know why they don't give a damn about trying to terrorize blue states. You see what I'm saying? They project all of their own self-hate on everybody else. That's what they do. Instead of accept the help, because Ohio is not a giver state. It's a taker state, right? On federal dollars, right? It gets blue state money, federal dollars that are generated in blue states. They receive some of that money. If you are a recipient state of those federal dollars, excess federal dollars, you need to believe in child care, motherfucker. That's what this money is for. You need to believe in goddamn health care. You need to believe in education for all. That's what it's for. You need it more than anybody else. You need it more than anybody else. It's so you don't turn into monsters. Yeah. That's what it's for. But they don't give a goddamn. They're too uneducated, you know. So yeah. But in any case, folks, I'm gonna. It's been like 3.5 hours. I'm gonna be out of here. I think I proved my point though today. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna start showing more horrific MAGA shit. Actually, you know, just because the trolls like to come through here every once in a while, and I notice it's like they don't want to face themselves in the mirror. They don't want to face themselves. But motherfucker, you're going to face yourself when you come here. Every time when I start seeing the trolls get a little too hot in the chat, I'm going to go to the ugliest MAGA shit that there is. And I'm going to play this one regularly. I'm going to play this one regularly. Regularly. So you can look in the face. Now, look. Hold on. Here it is. You want to know about this town? Let's go. Let me see. Does this town heavily... Look, does this town heavily, does this state and town heavily support Trump? Right? Let's look at that. I'm gonna bring that up so people can see it for themselves. Where is it at? Here we go. Yes. Both the state of Ohio and particularly Benton County, where Hamden is located, are strongholds of support for Donald J. Trump. Benton County and Hamden, massive support. Benton County is one of the most overwhelmingly pro-Trump counties in the entire state of Ohio. The voting data. In the presidential elections, Donald Trump won Benton County by massive margins, consistently capturing over 70 to 77% of the total vote. Local political climate. The area is rural, white, and working class, heavily situated in the foothills of the Appalachian region. This demographic aligns directly with Trump's strongest base of support, driven by deep distrust of corporate and federal established politics. Yeah. They're not the type to get vaccines. They're not the type to register their babies. They're not the type to want universal health care for poor people like this. They're not the type to want universal education so people can get out of generational poverty by becoming more educated and having money not be an issue when it comes to higher education or education in general. They're the type to turn down government-sponsored child care help just by subsidies so you can pay for whatever goddamn place you want to take your kid to. They're against that. They're also heavily against SNAP. If a black person's offering it to them by the name of Obama or Kamala Harris, then they really going to hate it. Yep. Now think about this. While Cleveland and Cincinnati still lean Democratic, urban areas like that, the sheer volume of voters in rural and industrial counties completely dominates the state's political landscape. Now check this out. Is Cleveland or Cincinnati? Cincinnati. I don't even know how to spell it. Cincinnati more poor than Hamden? Or Bennett? Right. Let's see here. Let's find out. This is a learning experience. You know what I'm saying? Here we go. They say that, hold on. Look, this shows you Cincinnati and Cleveland, they do have extreme levels of poverty. But at least they're smart enough to vote for wanting help. These counties are not. Hamden Village, they're not. Vinton County, they're not smart enough. You see what I mean? So they actually vote against their own interest. Yeah, there it is. So there you have it. When counties are poor but lean Democrat, they're advocating for help for the poor and the middle class. When you go to Republican voters that are poor and middle class, they advocate against help for the poor and the middle class. They go for a pick yourself up by your own bootstraps type of tax system, which means like their representatives like MAGA Mike Johnson, he and his children get a better lifestyle. They go to private schools. He gets better health care than all of them. And their tax dollars go to help him do that. But they don't believe in their tax dollars doing that for themselves or their communities. So it's terrible, you know. It's not that poverty's new in the United States. It's not that more people don't share in poverty. It's not that poverty doesn't exist in blue states. What it is that blue states tend to vote to have the tax dollars help generational poverty, help break the cycle of generational poverty. Red states don't. Red people that vote red, they don't vote to stop the cycle of poverty. You know, it's actually pretty sad. But in any case, I appreciate everybody for coming out as usual. It's been nice. Yeah, let me see here. Now let me let everybody know today. Clap your hands because one Republican asshole has hit the deck. He's out of commission. He bit the dust. And his name is Lindsey Graham. He's rumored to be a conservative undercover gay man that has two lifestyles, you know, but since he's a conservative, quote unquote, Christian running as a conservative Christian, he's rumored to have hid his gay lifestyle from the public. But there's a lot of internet chatter out there that got him talking about dating men. Like, seriously, male escorts. Lindsey Graham, it's people that came out. Male escorts came out and said, hey, man, Lindsey Graham's great. Lindsey Graham's a great piece of ass. There's male escorts out there saying that on the internet. That's what they saying, man. They saying Lindsey Graham is a great piece of ass. God damn! And he didn't have a chance to clear that up before he died. What a shame. But oh well, you know what I'm saying? To each his own. I'm not hating on him for that. I'm hating on him for being a motherfucking hypocrite. You know what I'm saying? And I'm hating on him for actually, you know, being a classist who is another representative of one of the poorest states in the country. Conservative hypocrite, you know, who's a representative for one of the poorest states in the country. Mitch McConnell was next. He's only beaten by Mitch McConnell, who served 40 years over the the top 5 brokest ass states in the country. Another conservative. Can't do a goddamn thing about poverty in Kentucky. Doesn't give a goddamn about nobody else. You know what I'm saying? And just, you know, another Republican supporting the billionaires living off of government sponsored welfare. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But if this is how people want it, this is how they're going to get it. All I can say is my only blessing is that as an American citizen, I actually don't live in the U.S. I live in Europe. And so people don't think that, don't go down that path. You know what I mean? People a little more human, believe a little more in human rights. And voters do, in large number, believe that taxes are supposed to work for everybody, not just for a few. You know what I'm saying? So on that note, I'll be back. Kevin said Lindsey Graham is feeling that pitchfork. Yeah, man, he's feeling that pitchfork, bro. He is. They gonna feel it because look, you took the people's money, man. You lived off of the people's money, and brag and act like you were better. Don't get me wrong. It's nothing wrong with getting help, but acting like you're better than other people, nah, that ain't cool. That ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he's not here He's not here with us anymore, so we won't be seeing his ass, and he won't be voting on none of that right-wing shit again, okay? The Republicans are going to have to wait now to pass some bills. MAGA Mike Johnson, how does it feel? How does it feel, man? You next. In any case, I'm out, y'all. I will catch up with you all in 18 hours. I appreciate everybody. Yo, Michael, you want to say a few things if you're still around? You still here? Oh, okay. Maybe he chimed out. Yeah, it was a little early. But in any case, say everybody appreciate Michael Best from Brooklyn, New York, for hopping up, giving his views on Lindsey Graham and these Republicans. And, yeah, they deserve every bit of what they get. And I tell the rest of them, repent before it's your time. Repent and do it for real, because the universe knows what you've been doing. They know you've been lying to people, and they know you've been living off of American people's tax dollars and manipulating them. So better repent before it's too late, before you don't have another chance. But so in any case, y'all, I'm out. I appreciate everybody. Peace. I'll be back in 18 hours. I appreciate everybody for coming out. All right. So let's carry on. Fuck Trump. Release the Epstein files. And listen, be smart enough to demand things from your taxes for you and your family and your community. Stop playing this game. You deserve to be treated better. All right. You deserve it. All right. I appreciate it, y'all. One.
Some is hustling, every man hustling, stay alive, that's the game. It don't matter if another gets slain. Pain, recession, other cats want a war, we got the weapon. People want bombs, so they gon' get them. This is the rhythm, the politics ticking. It's sad how we living in this life. It's gonna be a time that we change. Shit is not finite, life is the same. Motherfuckers killing each other to make a claim. Stop that bullshit, you have no respect for each other. You know the truth, you come from your mother, your sister, your brother. So love one another. If we make that change, the whole world will do the same. So listen.
All we need is one more. Every day the children dying. What about the children crying? No, no, no.
What about the kids?
Don't forget the children.
Tell them about the children.
What about the children crying? No, no, no. Yeah. Every day the children dying. What about the children crying?
What about the kids?
Don't forget the children.
Tell them about the children.
What about the children crying? No,
Yeah. Digging, scratching, working, struggling, hoping. Some is hustling, every man hustling, stay alive, that's the game. It don't matter if another gets slain. Pain, recession, other cats want a war, we got the weapon. People want bombs, so they gon' get them. This is the rhythm, the politics ticking. It's sad how we living in this life. It's gonna be a time that we change. Shit is not finite, life is the same. Motherfuckers killing each other to make a claim. Stop that bullshit, you have no respect for each other. You know the truth, you come from your mother, your sister, your brother. So love one another. If we make that change, the whole world will do the same. So listen.
all we need is one more. Every day the children dying. What about the children crying? No, no, no.
What about the kids?
Don't forget the children.
Tell them about the children.
What about the children crying? Oh, no, no, no.
Yeah, I wish someone would tell me when is the suffering gonna stop. I see time ticking, fuck your watch. There comes a time when man steps to the plate, but it won't matter if your mentality is fake. Where I'm from, we got a system, overcrowded prisons, 2 cents an hour, man. Listen, shit don't change if we keep exploiting each other. One day you find out you only did it to your brother. A homeless mother, a baby, no supper. She got a husband and father, they both love her, but they can't find work cause the people with the power, they got a strange way to govern. Their price tag say nothing. Life is funny, then again it's really not. People dying for what other people got. I asked God if he can come and change the shit. He said, hell no, it's you that's gotta change, bitch.
Every day the children dying. What about the children crying? One. we all is.
Yo, the time, the place, where you just focus on the things that are real in your life. Cause the others, they ain't got what's necessary, the necessary ingredients. But we do. Check it.
We got what you need, you want it. We know what you want, we got it. We know what you feel, you want it. We got what you want, you can have it. We got what you need, you want it. We know what you want, we got it. We know what you feel, you want it. We got what you want,
Now
you
break
can have
down.
it.
Orientation in this place we call Earth. Love from conception, from your mom, your birth. Pops planted the seed in the turf. From there, you must find out what life is worth. Grew up learning your do's and don'ts before working on your motor skills, working on your coordination, right? And orientation to what you like. The brand new thing, so gentle the soul we're capturing. In this distance, the alphabets the kids sing. They celebrate when it's time to go outside. As you get older, you learn to let all the troubles in your life just glide away. Stay focused, keep it smooth, keep you cool. Things in life can make it get rude. If you let it, don't let it. 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 If you let it, let it, what? If you let it, don't let it, let it. If you let it, what? Don't let it. If you let it, don't let it, don't let it.
We got what you need, you want it. We know what you want, we got it. We know what you feel, you want it. We got what you want, you can have it. We got what you need, you want it. We know what you want, we got it. We know what you feel, you want it. We got what you want, you can have
Check
it.
it.
We embark on this journey through your soul. We wanna have a good time. We embark on this journey through your soul. We wanna have a good time. We do something that you know you can't deny. We're just slipping in and out on a journey, you and I, on a mission to salvation. Our spirit be our transportation. Within your do a little love, and that is true. For real, we bring something that you know you can't deny. We're just slipping in and out on a journey, you and I.
Bring it.
We got what you need, you want it. We know what you want, we got it. We know what you feel, you want it. We got what you want, you can have it. We got what you need, you want it. We know what you want, we got it.
From our hearts just past, embedded in our society's identity. But then again, can you tell me that's free? They explain to you what your mind should perceive, suggest things they want you to believe, like your skin color dictates your race. They're calling you an idiot to your face, like life is much more simple than that. We're all slaves and the cards are stacked, while we fight over problems we can fix. Industrialists turn our kids to addicts. The television does a job, introduce you. The radio's right there to seduce you, keep you locked on the wrong damn track. Cigarettes is just legalized crack. They want you to catch a damn heart attack. They want you to catch a damn heart attack. What? Stop believing in the flag, it's a trap. Cause men rule this world, that's a fact. They don't know, but I'm gonna make it right tonight. They don't lie, but I'm gonna say it like I know. They don't know, that I'm gonna hit them with this shit. They don't lie, that you're gonna free your mind tonight. 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 If you see a man that needs help, then help a brother. If you see a sister on her own, still love her. Cause life is about how you choose to see it. But you gotta teach people how to learn to see it. The planet's been through suffering many times. We propagate many wars many times. The people need to wake up and stop accepting deceit from their own government's deception. You can't blame the people for needing protection from the government's bad reputation. We need to sing a song called Free the Nation. Cause we done had a whole lot of separation. Racism, classism, nationalism, based on keeping people out on the plantation. That's the plan, no doubt. Cause rich people got a plan, no doubt. If you still don't understand and believe that we are all one from the same mother and respect each woman and man with the same consideration you would like to be given on a daily, then you need to retire so the new generation can take over and show you how to live and govern this place we call Earth home.
Everybody here, yeah.
They don't know, kid. They don't